argue over anything on any side.
Hello, everybody.
We're live.
Hi.
Hello.
Icosacast here every Monday to put positivity and love out into the world.
The only cat hair in my voice box.
Love. Tony has questionable
Love
taste.
cat hair.
Welcome to episode 25.
Woohoo! We made a
thing.
quarter of a century.
What? Are we having a quarter life crisis tonight?
Welcome back, Mike.
Back
Yeah, welcome back, everyone. Back to the full table. Nice to have everyone.
for
my
1
God.
week.
I rolled 2 natural 20s in a row.
Oh, yeah.
now.
We'll see what we
Don't roll for the game.
Why would you ever do that?
I'm testing my dice. I do this every
I
game.
don't know why. That doesn't make any sense.
Very
I rolled 2
important.
nat 20s.
Um,
I'm 18.
A couple announcements we have. Do we have some new stuff coming up on the website this week? Are we good to announce, Tony? Are we good to announce website stuff, or is it?
Well, it'll be up
Still in the works.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, we have the next Gadget in the Underdark, I believe, section coming up. We also have some new original art that'll be coming up soon. Some
map will be on the website.
yeah, we have
yes.
we have. Let me. Can I show it? I'm gonna
You
show
absolutely
it.
can.
I'm replacing Matt's picture with the map.
Please do, because well, I'm gorgeous. This is even more pretty. This is. I don't know the best way to put it. I can't do.
If you lay it down and do that angle, you can do that.
Oh, okay. It's to the side. This is the map of everything so far, and it's going to be on the website, so you don't have to try to follow my turning, because I can't do like the mirror that everything looks like. But it is absolutely gorgeous, and a great depiction of the map thus far in the campaign. Although we are on our way down that Shanhira River, and might be going beyond this map
Very soon.
which is also exciting. We made our way up, now we're back down to almost the starting point. Right? Episode 25. Other than that,
Also have new character art coming up as well.
new character, yeah, just lots of cool stuff. We still have to update. You know what I still need is for you to resend me art to put up for the break display, because I still haven't fixed the break.
Yeah, I can do that. I can do all this stuff. I'll actually have a
Missing pages.
Tanaki and a Baron to put up a new one, like a full.
No, don't.
Yeah.
Don't,
Oh, cool.
yeah. So not Italians.
Can't die now.
What?
No art for
I'm
Italians.
official.
I can't
can't
these
do
characters.
Baron died. Good character art for him.
Good.
She wasn't done.
Well, I had to do in Morgan for Baron. I mean, that was that was a win.
Other than that, you can always play the Icosacast juice drinking game, where every time you see a cat, you have a little sip of grape juice.
I don't like grape juice.
You just drink your vodka then.
Drink responsibly.
Or don't. I'm not a cop.
Kayla, were you gonna give us our?
I'm ready.
You're up then.
Last time on Icosacast, we were traveling at a mosey pace down the Shanhira. Badi did some fishing. We went into Mopit, and Badi gave the innkeeper the fish and some money to let us stay. Badi went over to the Kaifen and poked it. She touched the butt. The Aga talked to Zephahim for a bit. Zephahim decides to go into the tower. It's like a vacuum and it sucks him in. And then he meets the same demon that he met the last time that he was in there. The platform falls to the ground once Zephahim comes back out. And Inda revealed to us that he was covered in scars. Bree is visited in the night by a halfling named Brando.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
Dude.
What the fuck was that?
Robbed the Aga.
And then What they did do with breaking the Agaz house. The Brando wants me to break into the Agaz house with him, and I tell him no, and he disappears. And then on the 6th day of Golanine, it's a nice day, and it's 1 day's travel to Dalbaz. We learn that the next town we're going to hit is Kimparil. Did I say it correct?
Kimparil, yep.
Cool. And that we learn that the university is in Ras Rael, which is also where Inda's from.
Well, you're not going to hit Kimparil, though.
We're not going to hit it.
That's when it's far away.
That's the next one
That's
on the
road,
road,
but that's
you're
not where
following
we're
the
going
river.
south.
The road at this point moves away.
And I also found out that I guess the village I'm from is from between Dalbaz and Kimparil.
And you found out something else that was also around there in between Dalbaz and Kimparil.
The university's in Ras Rael.
Yep.
Is that what you meant? I said that.
No, I mentioned something else that was between Dalbaz and Kimparil.
My village.
Yeah, and I mentioned something else that was over there.
The hole?
Yeah.
Are you referring to the hole?
No, just the hole. And then
That's
their
all
char-
I've written down
Yes,
is the hole.
right, the hole that their characters know what they are, but none of us know. What
Yeah,
it is.
you guys don't know.
Wait, right. The
And
hole.
Kimparil is the next month that we
some-
don't know either.
Somewhere between Dalbaz and Kimparil is the hole.
That your characters know what it is.
Yeah, your character.
Oh, yeah,
But we don't. You don't.
This is a very
Let's go. I'm done.
indulgent recap here. Let's
Went from the
My
beginning.
recaps are very indulgent.
No, I know.
Where did we?
Well, that was good. That was good.
Where do we end off? Do we end off sleeping?
No, we're on the
raft.
You're back on the raft. Oh,
Yeah.
you're back on the raft already.
Yeah.
Indobor his soul to
Well,
us.
well, look at all you on a raft heading.
How long has it been? How long have we been on the
Feel
raft?
dirty.
Take a bath.
This day or overall?
Well, so since I put the fish out
Oh no.
for my first test,
That was the day
My
before.
least favorite part.
okay,
Yeah.
so I will take one of
What's he
them.
doing? I don't even remember.
Getting food poisoning.
Day one.
Right.
the longest.
Eating.
The
Okay, make a
longest process
Constitution saving
of
throw.
hurting himself.
Less room.
So we're-
here now.
So, Talius takes
Did you say a con?
I just heard Tony
Yeah.
eating bad fish.
Yeah.
takes a bite of the fish his head sitting out.
It's
Oh, I have advantage on con saves. Wait.
Why?
Why?
No, I don't. Never mind.
Okay.
14.
14.
Yeah.
Okay, it's only been out a day, and you're all
Does it
Gross.
tastes weird?
medieval people without toothpaste. So, it's not good.
It's not good.
No, it's not good.
All right, I'll write all that
Did you
down.
think
Okay.
it was gonna be good?
My character did, yeah.
Oh my god. He eats rotten fish and writes about it.
No,
I'll write it down.
He's
You know.
Talius is going to be the character that leads to food safety and refrigeration
That's
in this
right.
fantasy world, and I'm into
Ooh,
it.
maybe
I
we'll
will-
accidentally discover penicillin.
I will have a long-lasting effect on this world. Okay,
What's that?
unlike you bums.
Is Taylor saying this in character right now?
Who? What?
Is your character saying this to you, or are you saying?
I am saying that too. The character is saying that.
So you just called us bums.
Yes.
I'm gonna push Talius off the raft.
As long as the fish doesn't go, I'll go.
Like
there.
this.
Okay, he just goes right in.
Well, you needed a bath.
Yeah,
I'll
Green
wash up a little
Knight
bit.
might not be terribly strong, but she makes up for it in quickness and surprise.
Why don't you go get a fresh fish, Tay?
I'll try. Yeah.
Alias, if you are really hungry, I could give you a good berry. You don't need to eat.
It's for the experiment.
Come to Goodberry.
Yeah. As you're moving down southward on the raft, the sky rather cleared up. Some clouds, but after yesterday's rain, it's much nicer. A lot of your things you're able to put out and give it a chance to air dry as you're going. It is warm though. Definitely, you can feel those summer months coming and coming. It is definitely getting towards summer here in the valley. So you are on your way southward from Mopit. Dalbaz is the next city you will hit. What is your plan at this point, guys? So that I can destroy it.
I'm so glad you guys are back with us.
Go to university where there is information and understand what we can do. about-
Stopping as you go, trying to stay on the river as much as you can. Right, like what are your travel? Are you going to be stopping in Dalbaz, or are you going to continue on in Dalbaz?
I have no intention of stopping until we get to the university.
I've never been to Dalmas. Is there anything good there?
No.
No. I'm glad you guys are back. You know how boring it is for an entire day to listen to...
Yeah, I have no idea what a 15-year-old would do all by himself all day.
No. Turok and some animals talk and look at you, and what I assume... Well, I knew he was laughing, but I assume the animal was laughing too, and they just look at you, and then they continue having a conversation, and... I always assumed they're talking about me. It was stressful.
It's true.
DM
That
question.
weird noise that squirrels make.
They were just
Is that
commenting
laughing?
on the lack of fur on your body.
DM question.
Yes.
If I was to cast tongues on myself, would I understand him speaking to other animals or no?
I want to say it's tongues allows you to understand spoken language. Animals don't really have language.
It's more of a feeling.
So here can speak with animals.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
I'm gonna say
Because
I'll
I
check,
hear
but
what
I'd
you
say prob's not. What's that? Oh, yeah. Okay. This is the best part of D&D streams for people that have never watched one and have just clicked on this one to see what it's all about. Watching me look through books while everyone stares at me expectantly.
I can hide from the camera behind Kayla's hair.
Any
My
spoken
hair is
language.
real big.
Okay, that's fine.
It's any spoken language.
I was just curious. Just a thought.
Your head fits behind my bun.
Yeah.
It's really impressive.
It's a tiny head.
Does anyone
It's a big
have Twitch up? Just as a side note, my phone is super dead. Just if people want to keep like a second eye on it, just in case. Usually I try to have it up just in case someone's chatting or something. Okay. Yeah, you have a pretty easy time of it. I think you all don't see too much as you go. I mean, certainly people on the roads, right? People taking advantage of the nice weather on this day. And even though you might see one of the carts stuck in the mud as they're trying to use their mules to like push it out. But otherwise, plenty of people, lots of people out farming
There's no
with,
chatting.
with their herds or growing their crops. A lot of them halflings, some tieflings as well, though. As you go, many of the halflings stopping and waving to you. You guys are still a sight here. Not many people, again. You haven't seen anyone else on the river this far north. So you are something to behold on your rather huge, very well-made raft.
Did we invent water travel?
No, because remember, down south they definitely do, but up here, it's just not as much of a thing.
We should stop in Dalbaz.
Why would we stop in Delbas?
I have unfinished business there.
Is this like
they
the
got-
is this like the unfinished business you just took care of?
Yes.
Is that when the happy faces?
No.
No, that was in the
So
other place.
let's just I just want to be totally transparent. What do you need to do there?
This is a good question.
And I hope you have a good answer.
I do, but
Can I tell you?
fine. I suppose I should be honest with you.
We're a loving family now.
The man that made me go after Nana Babu, I would like to kill this man.
It's always about murder.
Well, I'm not sure that I can, but
Is it revenge or is this trying to make it right? Or
both.
You're not sure if you can do this on your own because you
No, I'm not
need
sure.
help or because he cannot be killed.
Both. I don't know the powers that this man truly has. He has a devil that... Think of how you saw the Agas when they spoke, when the devil speaks through them. This man, he is more powerful than them.
Oh, we could just stick
in
him
your
the air.
culture, buddy, is vengeance and justice the same thing or is there a difference?
Well, if you're asking me if killing this man will make up for what happened, I would say no. Not bring the calves back to life.
This is true. But you would feel better knowing that a man like this is dead, would you not?
I thought I would feel better if you were dead once.
Fair enough.
We could kill him and buy Fahim some time.
If we go there,
Why would I kill someone?
if we go there, you know it will be very dangerous for all of us.
So if we go, we just kill it. We just pop into town. We kill this guy, and then what? Then we run away.
It's not so easy in that.
No, I mean we pop in. Best case scenario, we kill him, and then the rest of the town wants us dead.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh.
It would have to be something that we don't just walk in and kill this man. We would have to,
Covert.
I
Stealthy.
suppose that is, yes, stealthy.
Some of us are not very stealthy. Me included.
This man has a lot of bodyguards. People that answer to him.
Okay.
What is his position in the city?
Well, there's a group. The Black Horns. He is the leader of them. Or at least in Dalbaz he is. They are a tiefling group, as you could have guessed. But they have a lot of sway, a lot of power in the city. Maybe even elsewhere. I don't know how far they reach, but
If I am seen killing a powerful man in Dalbaz, what do you think that will bring upon my village? Some of us have family to worry about.
this is true. Which is why I am bringing it up now.
You will not bring your brother back either.
It's true.
Won't they all be dead anyway soon?
Yes.
So we could just leave it alone.
Yes,
Let
but
them die to the herd.
I'm not sure that this man will die.
If he is in the city, he will die.
We
If the herd can kill him, I don't think we will be able to.
I have power with this man, influence, so to speak. I've done a lot for him.
could we lure him out of the city?
I don't think so. But I could get in. I could get us all in. But we'd have to convince him that we were there for something else. Obviously.
The chances of getting out of that are very low. Very low.
I did not say that it was a smart thing to do.
I mean, I can come up with a way or two to explain why we're here. I'm not affiliated with you. With a motley crew such as ourselves, one of the best go-to is a traveling group of performers or a circus of sorts. It wouldn't be difficult at all to advertise ourselves as traveling with great beasts who will do battle for someone for coin.
I worry that they will remember Bree and Buddy.
They will absolutely remember me.
You and I, we could blend in, but
Possibly.
they would remember a halfling. And,
I think now you would be remembered.
well, this is true as well.
I can also describe myself to look different. If this is what you really want.
I can understand why Buddy might wish this, even if she does not. But why do you want to kill this man?
I feel like it is the right thing to do, but
Murder is usually not the right thing to do.
I understand what you say, but this man, he murders freely. It's part of his daily doings.
From what I understand, so did you. So does Badi, so does my tribe.
No.
Why is this man any different?
No. Durak. The first person I killed was, well, not to bring it up, but that was the first time that I ever killed somebody. It was not something that I wished to happen. I have done terrible things, yes, but that was the first time that I crossed that line.
And this man forced you to.
No, I had a choice.
Exactly. I have no interest in killing this man. I do not know him. And I do not accept his guilt in your crime.
You shouldn't. It is not his fault. Not alone, at least.
I have seen
I will not
many.
do this unless all of us are agreed.
I feel like going into this town is fool's errand, especially with the intention of killing someone who is extremely powerful, who is fortified, and has an entire organization behind him.
I will not lie to you. I could try to do it by myself, but it would be suicide.
Absolutely. So that's why I recommend not doing it at this time.
If we do not agree, then we don't go. It's that simple. Badi is no.
If there is something unnatural about this man, if he is possessed, if he is not of his own volition, if there is something wrong with his soul, I could be convinced.
Well,
But if he is just a man who has evil ways,
I'm sure that he has
Then
not
he-
gotten to where he is without help. I know that for sure.
without knowing more about the situation, I would say no as well.
If your desire to kill him was more pure, in the sense that you wanted him dead because he made a fool of you, because he used you,
Well, I would not call that pure either, but sure.
that was pure in the sense that it's pure and selfish, and there is no speaking up to us in how you want to make things right, and the way that he wronged you and you wish to wrong him back.
I have done a lot of bad things for this man. Stolen.
And
Did you know what you were getting into, or no?
I knew I would be protected in the city. I knew that I would not get killed because I was on my own.
If you had been successful and retrieved this bauble and your brother had lived, would you seek this man's death?
This is a tough question to answer because
Yes.
things would not have happened the way they did.
Those are much different circumstances, buddy.
It seems to me he only wants to kill this man to assuage his own guilt.
For redemption.
There's no redemption. The man didn't make him do anything. He did it of his own volition.
True. It was a good try.
Well-
This is not a revenge murder. This is just murder for the sake of killing someone to make himself feel better about what he's done.
I was between a rock and a hard place, so to speak.
You should own your sins.
I am. I'm telling the truth. And,
I believe you are telling the truth.
this is not a lie or an exaggeration.
Do you have a death wish, Zephaniah?
No, I would like to stay alive.
You walked into that tower alone.
I did.
This is not the action of a man who does not wish to die.
Well, there are some things that are worse than death.
Agree. But how long do you think you can deal with devils and survive?
It's a good question. I don't know. I don't want to deal with these devils.
And don't. They will be dead soon.
Can I get an athletics check either from two people that are rowing? I want to see how quickly you're getting towards Dalbaz. So either two people can do it or one
I
person can do it at
imagine we'd have
advantage.
to, if we have one person either side, we'd have two people rowing.
Yeah, and I mean, assume since you're going most of the day, you're switching off anyway. I'm just allowing you guys to kind of decide
Are we
who's.
still rowing like we were before?
If you guys want to do it, I don't have to. It's up to you
Yeah.
guys.
I'll do it.
In the
I would like to perform an experiment.
15.
Natural 20.
Which brings you to a.
27.
Okay, yeah, you're making pretty good time. What experiment do you want to perform while you're on your way?
I want to take my rod of reversed gravity
Sure.
to the back of the raft.
Oh my god.
Put it just slightly in the water and turn it on and off so that it pushes a whole bunch of water, and as it refills the empty space, it propels us forward.
Are you telling us you're doing this?
Yeah, like watch this.
No, that's not.
I'm all about
Okay.
it. I'm all about it.
I want you to roll.
Does that sound like physics?
I think just a straight intelligence roll to work on, like, how's my angle going to be? How is this going to work?
12.
So the thing with rod of reverse. So where are you putting? Because it has to be against something.
Against the water.
Like, are you putting it against the back of the raft? But it has to
It has to
sit.
be angled.
It has
So
to.
it's gonna push the water.
Right. But that's what I'm
What's a
saying.
flip off?
It's
So
kind of like flat on the top.
Just fucking drift.
So it needs to.
So would, even if it was in the water, that's not good enough?
You can certainly try, but the way it is, it has like that half moon thing, and usually you stick that half moon thing onto something.
Yeah, that's on the back of the raft, facing out.
Yes.
So that it's gonna push water way out, and it's all gonna come back.
You've got a stick,
Mm.
and once you put this, say, on the ground,
Yep.
it pushes the gravity up, like from a half moon thing on the side of it.
Uh huh.
But this part needs to be on something.
It's on the
What?
back of the raft.
Okay. So you.
Yep. Out. Like it's gonna be a lot of
There is no out. The part.
So it's a circle.
Right.
So if.
I see what he's doing. Why don't you see what he's doing?
No, I don't think you understand what I'm saying. I see it, hear what you're saying, but I'm
It's
telling you it does
this.
not work that way.
Matt, just say what happens.
Well, if you were to do that, then you'd be reversing gravity on yourself.
No. It's facing the other way to reverse.
But there's no way to do that.
He
'Cause
says that part has to be
that
anchored
part need-
onto something.
Because one part has almost like a bullhorn looking thing.
Yeah.
And that's where it is. That needs to be on something. If that's just out towards the water and you
Are you
click it,
saying
it
you
doesn't
can't
work.
aim it?
You can't aim it.
We did this already. I did.
You have to stick it on something.
But if it's touching water,
He's
isn't it
saying.
touching
I think
things?
he's saying you would almost hook it onto the edge of the raft.
It's stuck to the back of the raft like this, though.
It doesn't work.
Oh damn it.
Yeah, it wouldn't even work because unless that like half moon is like flush, not necessarily totally
would be-
flush.
it would be-
So like you could put it against a tree and make gravity shoot out in that direction. But unless that is
Yeah.
on something,
I mean, it's made a log. Like it's on that end
Oh,
of
now
the
I'm
raft.
confused what the fuck you're saying.
Oh,
I have to-
God.
Because the way you just explained it, Nick's thing would work. The way you just explained it. Just saying.
Build me a boat.
Let's take breaks. Goodbye.
all right. This is my This is my wand,
Yeah.
and this is curved like that, right?
Yep.
So if I stick this on the ground,
Yep.
then where that curve is, it reverses gravity.
Right.
Right? If I stick this on a tree like this and I stand over here,
Yep.
it's going to reverse gravity over there. What are you doing with this in the water?
Sticking it on the boat.
Okay,
And
sticking
it's-
it on the
and
boat like
crescent's
this.
going down. No, the crescent's going down
Well,
into
an
the water.
So, literally show me what you're doing.
So it's on the side, like this is the raft. It's on the side of the raft like this.
So you're reversing water under the boat.
Because it's gonna push. No,
Almost
it's
like
gonna
a
push it that
propeller.
way.
No, you're saying it's going to be on an angle.
Because if this
angle.
reverse gravity goes down, so gravity
Okay,
goes up.
so you're pushing
now,
it like there.
Gravity goes
So
up.
you're
Water goes
reversing-
out from the boat.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
That's what I thought you meant the whole
Roll
time.
an intelligence check.
Okay, another one? What's that?
Or Arcana. Oh, what did you roll? I'm sorry.
Another
Wait a
12.
minute.
A
If he
12.
reverses gravity at a horizontal angle to the
It's
force
gonna
of gravity.
push the water away.
Gravity should be going.
And then
No, because gravity's going down.
Well,
Not
gravity's going.
sideways.
No, he's making it so it does go side, like it goes that
American
way.
education
That's-
system hard over.
If you place it if you place it to the force of gravity, which is going down, and the set's facing this way,
So it can't
reversing
work
gravity is
sideways.
popping it directly up in the air.
Well, it wouldn't do anything if it's sideways then, if it's literal gravity and not just a reverse
It's not reverse. It put because you can do it sideways.
Okay.
That's the thing with this wand, that
so it
reverse
wouldn't be-
gravity. So you can do this. Okay, so you go and you put it on the back of the thing and you click it on and then click it off pretty quick, right?
Yeah.
So you click it on and all of a sudden there is like a half moon tunnel of water that is gone behind you. And then the second you click it off, the back of the raft starts to dip into it, and you actually feel yourself slide back a little bit.
Oh, no.
But super quick, all water goes and rushes in. I need everyone to make a strength save. Well, this is to hold on. Strength save. To hold on to the raft as the water comes rushing in, and it is like being on. I don't even know what to. It's like a raft being on top of one of those like, mechanical bull things.
22.
You're good.
2.
You're not.
18.
18.
11.
Help me, buddy.
11. That's good.
10.
Nah, you're not good. I'm not 11.
He's the one that good. He put
What is it?
19.
8.
8. Okay, 1, 2, 3 of you. The rest of you hold on. Bree, I think your legs are up in the air, but you just barely able to hold on as you 3 are thrown into the now rocking waters.
Can I, as a reaction, yell, help me, buddy? Like that, in that cadence?
Help me, buddy!
Help me, buddy.
And then,
Please.
as you 3, all different directions, get thrown off of the raft. And the raft itself is...
Alright, I will attempt to tie my hemp to the arrow, and I'll try to shoot it at fucking
Oh, God!
And,
roll a dex, and this is
where he
what your
dies.
Procure crew
oh yeah,
go, too,
that's only
right?
what I have, yeah. What am I rolling? There's a dex.
Dex plus proficiency to hit. I mean, it's
No, it's not.
range
gonna
attack.
Yeah, that's
Did
only.
that inspire?
That's only
What?
a.
Help me, body. Did that inspire?
That's only a 7.
Oh,
So-
that'd be great.
So how do I rule this? So you're trying to shoot near Indo without hitting him.
So if
So
you miss it,
does a bad roll mean you hit him?
Hey, you're the DM, not me.
You are the...
I think-
That's right, what happens.
I think it goes sailing right over your head.
Is the rope anywhere near me so I can grab on?
You can swim over to it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I swim to a raft.
Yeah. You guys kind of like getting pulled under as the water is rocking quite a bit. You have a bunch of attention now from people on shore that are like, what the hell?
I'm gonna go and rip the rod out of the boat.
I think I can
It's not
swim,
there. It
right?
came with me.
What?
I turned it off. So it came
Yeah,
with me
he
when I
puts
fell in
it-
the water.
he went-
When
click,
you turn it off,
click.
it comes off.
Oh, yeah.
Near the river.
Oh, it automatically comes
Yeah,
off.
it's almost like when you put it on, it's almost like suction, like you wouldn't be able to, and then
but
once
as
you
soon
click,
as
click
oh,
it,
okay,
it
I
comes
thought it
right
was
off.
still on there.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it pops right off.
No, I swear, I wasn't even gonna try and take it. I just didn't want it to happen again.
So you
Most
guys,
magical items don't believe him.
you guys look around, kind of inspect the raft, make sure it looks okay. It looks like it wasn't damaged too much. The intelligence roll, more than throwing you guys fairly harmlessly into the water, it was actually the structural integrity of the raft that you were rolling for that. So a bad roll would have been not so good. But yeah, you come out of that.
Don't do that again.
A lot of like scientific experimentation going on. This
I
party.
would
up here.
definitely write that down.
Yeah, write it down.
That was not.
Crawl back up to the raft.
That wasn't my intention.
The next time you use that stupid stick without telling someone first, I will take it out of your face.
I did tell
That's
someone
literally,
first.
that's literally the opposite of what I thought you were going to say.
I did tell someone first. I announced it.
I thought it was a great idea.
Thank you.
Can I see the stick?
Thank you.
I'm
Can I
sorry,
see
is
it?
your announcement, hey
Please.
everyone?
You're gonna take it. No.
I want to see it.
No.
What would happen if you aimed that thing at a Kaifan?
That's a phenomenal question.
I mean, it might rip it. If you put it on the ground right near the Kaifan, it might throw it up in the air.
Do we know it's magical, the Kaifan?
It's definitely...
Yes,
We
because
know
I
that.
actually think just in
anomalous, at the
Golonin
very least.
or
Well,
I thought they were just made of wood.
Somebody
other
used-
time.
Anomalous.
yeah, somebody used
What?
Anomalous.
detect
work.
magic.
So we know they're magic.
Oh, it's definitely magic. Yeah.
I don't know if that would work on it being a magical building like that.
It's probably magically in the ground.
It could be. How do you know?
I just said it's probably magically
I'm
in
very
the ground.
testy. The fish is making me a little sick.
I say that again?
It's making me a little sick. Oh. What? Oh.
Statues, are you?
I I'm just gonna angrily keep rolling.
He just has to make you a little Italian.
Disguisey.
I'll get you pistachio.
By the weird
Etc.
The water's not salty, though. It's all fresh water.
It is definitely fresh water. Yep.
Well, now I'm like clean.
Sorry.
Wet. I'll press. Do I press digitation? I forget which pressing. I'll dry myself off.
Sure.
Yeah, you guys continue on, making really good time. The river, you're going with the flow of the river and just using the oars to help keep yourself moving along. The sun is beginning to set, but there is still light in the sky when you see Dalbaz coming into view. A city much larger. The second largest city you've seen, although entirely dwarfed in comparison to Chalnagar. But still a large metropolis in its own right. Roads and roads and roads of twisting, winding streets before you get to that Kai-Fen in the center. And some buildings that are fairly tall too, like more than one building that is 2 stories. So while the Kai-Fen is much higher than it, it doesn't stand quite as tall out of the city as others do.
Did you say there's many inroads?
Look at this shitty city.
Many inroads that
this
some
place.
traders bring things to be produced within
I'm
and
looking.
without. Yeah.
What a shit city.
What are you doing?
I'm looking. I've got an idea of something, but I'm not sure what it is.
But what are you doing with your hands?
I'm focusing.
But focusing what?
On something on the shore.
It doesn't work.
Yes,
He's
it does.
just keeping the sunlight on
Yeah.
his eyes.
Oh, okay.
It's to take the rest of it away,
What's the bottom for?
so he can't see the
Stop
bottom.
the sun.
Okay, so the sunlight bounces off the water, right? It comes up.
No.
The less you
the
see,
light
the
bounces.
Yeah,
Bouncing
there
against
are
the
people taking note of you that are fishing by the shore towards the end of day, and
We should go
kind
fishing.
they're doing this
I don't
though
think
to
we
see you. They're not cupping the bottom as they're
See, that's
Always on the bottom.
yeah.
Always coming.
Are you all continuing onward?
Yes.
I'm not rowing any slower. That's right.
Yeah. You guys don't want to go and fight everyone in Dalbas
Bree.
right now?
Wait, can I see the,
oh,
can I see the
sure.
drum for a second?
I need concrete stats on whether or not I've actually killed anyone.
Alright.
First.
You did not, right?
No.
Allegedly.
No, Bree.
Bree killed
Yeah, Bree killed it. Bree killed a guard, and Raji only
What?
Named
horribly
named,
couple.
yeah.
hardly
Name
named.
anybody?
Yeah, in that fight, that first fight.
that
episode-
first, the
episode
first fight of
He
the
like
campaign.
scored somebody, but they didn't die.
Did not get buried with the wig.
yes.
I mean, did he burn? Well, he got burned with the wig. So how burnt was
That
the
was
wig?
buried.
I thought
No,
you burnt him
we
and buried
burned
him.
him.
Burnt and buried.
we burned
So
it.
I'm now
When?
using.
Oh, waiting
the-
for it to be dry.
I'm now using the drum that I gave to Bree to row.
I'm pretty sure
I'm
Body's
I'm
gonna
gonna
kill
stop
you.
that immediately.
How are you going to stop
I
that?
don't like that.
Row.
Stop doing that.
Please use your.
I really don't.
Manners.
I don't like that at all.
Does that remind you of being a
Row.
slave?
Body is not your
Yes.
slave.
You were never a slave for real.
No, I wasn't, but I could have got away.
Why do you hate drums?
It sounds awful.
Hit with Baron's hand.
Okay.
Oh.
Clang.
I'm gonna take my axe.
It's a little jazzy.
It's a
little
clanging.
I know. Excuse me. I'm gonna my
It's like
axe.
shaking beads.
I'm gonna call my axe to my hand. I'm gonna ask you to stop one more time.
You gonna threaten me with an axe for
Yes.
playing a drum?
Yes.
With a severed hand.
I don't like it.
What about a severed hand?
It makes me
You
uneasy.
have one.
I know.
Oh yeah, that's what I said.
This is terrible.
As Bonnie continues to row,
I
Why
cast
do you
I
do
cast
that?
major image and there's now 10 of me around with drums. And now all of them.
this echo of
Do you have any spell slots left for that?
Yeah, I do.
When I realized that would set a lot where he was, right? Would
he
that
hasn't.
fool me?
I mean,
I'm moving around.
certainly there's.
How can you move? What a fucking raft. Shut up.
They're all running around.
I'm gonna then jump into the water, try not to hear it.
Sure.
With
Stick your head
with
under
your
the
great
water.
axe, okay, buddy.
We're leaving 10
Oh, I can swim.
T behind.
I can swim.
Is that all I
Fast
have
as the raft's going.
I'll hold on.
Bye. Oh.
How far is the university from Dallas?
Oh, about 2 hours.
Really?
You made that up.
I'm hoping it is.
I'll stick my head up and say that's a lie. Perfect.
How far away is that?
You went a very different way.
Oh, we can throw these away.
You would have taken the road all the way around the Prakirkruti grounds there.
Okay.
So it took you weeks to make that journey.
I'm going to pray to Zazish and ask Zazish how long. How long?
Are you saying this out loud?
How long?
I'm not into it.
Boys are weird.
Natural 20.
No, it was not a natural 20. It was a 14 on the die.
Alright.
And that's going to be 16.
It's the only way I can get
Um,
CR 20 of my religion.
That would have been really funny if I got the natural 20.
yeah, you do. As you're sitting there and you're doing, and you're, I think half
I'm just joking.
half jokingly, but you get a response.
Oh.
And it says, "Come to me quickly, boy."
Well, it's we're going the right way. I'm not sure how. I think we're going quickly.
Shanhira will get faster.
Good.
As we go south.
Okay.
I'll jump back on the raft.
Would you like me to dry you up?
Please. Side of the river
Okay.
too.
I give Bree back the drum.
We need to be ready for that.
Use this on Talius later.
It will be hard to get to shore
I heard
if
that.
we are
He doesn't like it.
going too fast.
I'm not Talius.
Nope.
I'm having a little bit of an identity
If
crisis right
we
now.
need to,
I'm a 25-year-old
Not
man.
be.
I keep holding you.
I believe Turok could transform and pull us to the side.
Very easily.
Maybe. Could you do
It is
this?
possible, yes.
What would you transform into?
Crocodile, alligator, something that can swim and that is strong.
A dire alligator.
Okay.
If you are worried, we could travel closer to the shoreline.
I don't want to go too close in case of any
Bandits.
Science.
bandits, sure. Obstructions.
This is the easiest travel you'll have.
Okay. I trust you.
What's happening? Are you guys going to the shore, or are you?
Nope.
No.
South.
Let's
Yeah.
keep going.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
misunderstood
Oh.
that then. Okay.
I also did.
Do you want to do another science experiment?
No.
Yes.
No.
I got a whole
Well,
person, baby.
wait. What was it?
We're going to tie a rope to you.
Okay.
Throw him over the
Someone
front of
hold
the
it.
raft and he'll just over the
No,
bottom.
I was going to launch you in the air with the reverse gravity so you go up in the air and splash into the
Well, we
ocean.
already know what would happen.
Right, it'd be fun.
That's my first time on the spot. What's he acting?
Oh, I don't think that.
No, alright.
We already know what's gonna happen. It's not an experiment. We already know.
Well, I wanted to see how
Yeah.
high up you go.
I would assume forever.
Is that how an experiment works?
Yep.
Don't listen to him. He's a child.
No, you have to have something.
Don't ever listen to Tanaki.
I'm not a child. I just got reverse aged. I'm still my age.
In brain.
I think
That's
that
like one little hair that's growing out his
That's
chin.
more of the creepy
Oh,
mustache.
yeah.
You guys, don't make fun of me.
you should do that, and we can have target practice on him.
Ooh, even better.
What have I done to you?
Well, you tried to cut me down with an axe for
Yes, that's
playing a
true.
drum.
Okay. It's not that bad.
You fucked up the fish.
Oh, you go. You
Wait,
did.
what? There was a fish?
How dare you?
22 pounds. And he ruined it.
You know.
I
that-
didn't see you slow down when you were eating it.
Wow.
It was
I ate it when it was fresh,
It was an
not when it was rotten.
How do you know it's rotten?
Look at it!
I created a tiny Talius that's like looks like almost like a little political cartoon of destroying the fish intention.
What if over the span of a week it becomes good?
That's not how
It dries out enough.
We don't know that. Nobody
You
knows
don't
anything
know
works
that.
in this world.
I
How do
know
you know
that.
that?
I've
What
made
happens to
dried
a
meat
body
before. You
after
can't
it-
just leave it out in the sun and wait for it to dry. No.
The flies get it.
What's a
What
fly?
happens to a dead body
Yes.
after it lays there? Tailies?
Look at your friend's deceased hand that one uses as an object.
He
Would you
didn't
want
know.
to eat that?
Well, there's no meat.
Rattle, rattle, rattle.
Well, there's a little bit of meat.
There was.
It fell off.
Well, now that my whole experiment is gone, everyone knows I'm gonna throw the meat off of the fucking side.
No, don't do
It's gonna attract things.
you.
Is that the ring hand? Or that
No, it's the other hand. I rolled for it. It was not the ring hand.
Would the hand get heavier and heavier?
No, because it's not attached to a living creature. It can't be attuned to a dead hand.
I mean, it's still his
It's
hand.
not heavier and heavier. It's bludgeon damage.
Oh shit, that's the wrong one. Damn it.
That was a ring from last. That was the
That's
cursed
true.
ring from last
That's
campaign.
true.
Okay.
Anyway.
Campaign needs a cursed ring.
Or 3.
Oh no.
Let's find the rest of them, guys.
Don't put rings on it.
There are 15 rings.
Until
One of
someone
them will give
I
you
will.
a +1 bonus to strength. The rest of them
fuck?
will kill you.
I
That's
want
so
them
bad.
all.
Are you going to sleep on the raft while it's moving? Are you going to
That's what we
camp
have been.
for the
That's,
eve-
that's what we have been.
That's what
doing.
you had in
Yeah.
the yeah. I
I
wanted
think we
to.
should do that again.
Yeah.
Gentle rhythm of the river rock us to sleep at night. Like two on watch.
That's beautiful.
So for the rest of this day while we're traveling, I would like to attempt to focus down my surging. So meditate a bit. See
Sure.
if I
Yeah, maybe
can, quell that a bit.
it's a rather quiet river at this point. Moving along, starting to spill over onto the shore a bit, but not entirely flooded quite yet. It's a rather nice day out. Though warm, you feel the sweat dripping down your face, even now as the sun is beginning to set. But you go ahead and roll yourself a wisdom check there. Oh yeah, roll it along.
12.
12. You're okay. You're doing okay. You know, you're a little gassy. That fish you had yesterday wasn't. Oh, you didn't have the fish. You're a little gassy because you didn't have any fish yesterday.
Lots of good berries and being laughed at by squirrels and
Yeah.
Turok.
Yeah, I think you're able to kind of push away the thoughts of the squirrels making fun of you a bit more.
Impressive for
12,
12-year-old.
Yeah, you don't hold on to that quite as much as you otherwise would.
Great.
Oh my god. I'm gonna do a bit of time jumping here, right? You are on a rather lazy part of the river, and at this point, as you get past Dalbaz, you're also gonna be looking left and right and not really seeing too much, right? Maybe some of your people as they're going, particularly on the west bank of the river. But until you reach your village, there's not too much going on, really.
And how long would that be?
If you stay on the river, not going, probably 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's about a 3-day walk, but you're able to row to cut it down, and also you're able to continue moving, though at a slower pace at night too. So, I would say it's a little less than 2, so it's not quite evening. 2 days out when
I'll be using my first level spells to practice disguise self as my fake handle, my fakey.
You do anyone?
What was it? What was it again? It's just Eric forgot. What did I put it as? Yeah. Zuriel. I'll turn to Zuriel sundown 4 times a day. Just practicing getting the look just right.
Sure. Yeah, looking at your reflection in the water and changing little things as they
I make his skin's blue. He's a lot more. His features are a lot harsher. His horns kind of go to the front instead. Half plate looking armor. Little bulkier.
Who is this man?
This is Zuriel. Zuriel Sundown.
Okay. Who is he?
Whatever I need him to be.
Alright. You made him up?
Yes. Let's say I need to disappear. I cast major image to make Inda appear next to me. I put my hand appearing to be on his forehead, and his skin starts to crack and have little bits of light come out of it. Then he disintegrates. Can't look for someone that's dead, can ya?
Pretty impressive.
Okay. Anything else people want to do over the next, you have 2 days.
Yes, I do. I would like to request that Torok teach me everything he knows about drying meat.
Sure. I mean, it'd all be theoretical because we don't have any meat to dry.
Yes,
Sure.
of course.
Mhm.
I'd like to write it down.
Yeah, roll a
Learn as much as I can.
survival check at advantage. I'll say you're giving him advantage on his learning too.
And I'd also like to learn about their cooking methods.
Yeah.
The orcs.
Yeah.
Although I
definitely.
know a bit about it, they did only feed me trash.
Different orcs, man.
That's true.
He's a
Good
desert
for you.
orc.
Good
I
for
think
you.
they live very different lives.
I want to try and throw fake information.
Natural 20.
Which brings your survival
I don't
to
think that's gonna work out.
Natural 20.
20. Yeah, perfect. So I think you
Second one tonight.
you feel like you have a good understanding of what you would have to do, different techniques you could use, how different meats, whether they're gamey, whether they're lean, fatty, the different things that you could do to make them good. Now, you're dying to try it because now you have to put it into practice,
Well,
right?
of course.
Okay.
Well, at
It's
least
very, very similar to mummification.
Ooh.
Packing things in a lot of salt and leaving them, burying them, doing that later. Smoking, cooking on fire. Are there any river fowl?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Talk it up to them every once in a while. Just have conversations with which ones come by. What's going on? What news? Where they're coming from?
Yeah. Yeah. Much of
What
it is.
flying
I
was
saw
like.
a fish.
Yeah.
The river's getting higher. Wow, look at all that water.
Asking if there's any fighting going on, or fires, or brush fires, playing natural disasters, things
Sure.
that shouldn't be going on.
Yeah, no, mostly, some fires down in the village,
Can we eat
but
them?
they're pretty small. Yeah, no, not really any fighting going on. Some that are coming from the east, and, big herd on the move, coming this way.
I would also pray or commune with Pakirtha group,
Yeah.
and just about nature in general, about speaking with what's going on with the telling him my concerns with the river and some the unnatural stuff that I've seen this far south.
Sure, roll a religion check.
7.
7. Okay. I mean, Prakirtakroot tends to not. He's not going to be the god that is going to speak words to you, right? Mostly you get impressions, you get that kind of thing. Generally looking around, I mean, you're seeing, right, this natural change in the season. It's changing to the rainy season. It rains again, although not for a full day, right? But you get another good bout of rain during this time. And I think while you don't feel that divine presence, you kind of look around at the nature around you, the changing seasons, the animals coming to life, after the rain stops and moving around and looking for food, and you feel that natural presence in a really great way. Yeah.
Whenever I'm not rowing, I just want to spend as much time underwater as possible. I just want to tie a rope off to the middle and just let myself
Drift.
just kind of just submerging myself in the Shanhira as much as I can.
Sure. Yeah, just letting that
You okay, Lieutenant Dan?
Yeah. Just letting keeping it cool, keeping the fur wet, all that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing the water buffalo thing.
Absolutely.
Totally.
I'm into
And-
it, man.
And I think you would be into, right? You are a heavy creature most of
Right.
the time, and it's being in the river. Besides the fact that at this point, this is the river you know.
Right.
Right. This is the river that is Shanhira. that is your ancestor, that is your grandmother. And it's this weightlessness, it's this time in nature. Why don't you roll a religion check too? I don't think religion is the only thing that is there, but I think that's a piece of it.
Jesus, what is my fucking religion? 18.
Yeah. You feel good, rejuvenated, almost. You know, like every time you come out and shake off and row for a while, but I think you're rowing not quite as hard as you were, right? Because you're just enjoying this time, looking at the shore to the east and west. And though it's ever changing, right, it's still home.
Right.
I also think that you remember as you're going, a strange thought, but you remember the woman sitting in the water up at Falendar, right? You have thoughts of not just yourself in the water, but like that woman and the witch up front who was standing in the water herself, and this kind of peacefulness you feel in yourself. Even though it was at a distance, you can almost map that onto the faces of these other women as well, even though they seem to be much different, I think, than you, right?
A sense of kinship.
Of
mutual understanding.
sympathy, yeah, like a mutual, like a sympathetic kind of thing. We're both experiencing something, even the one that you don't know for sure, but assume is the Aga from Falendar,
Sure.
and the one who is definitely a witch who did some weird shit to Zephahim, right?
Right.
But something experiential there
Connection to the water.
to the river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna go with that.
Cool.
I would pray both nights, and I would ask Sazish to forgive me for being condescending before, and I received the message, that he was not pleased with how I worded things before.
You gotta remind me what that was.
Yeah, so
I
I
remember it a little.
you had kind of given me like that stabbing feeling. When I kind of chastised him for not helping me, and he didn't take it so well. So
Yeah, well, he is the masked god of the Blood Pact, whose sigil is a bloodied dagger.
yeah,
So, yeah, he's a little testy. Why don't you roll a religion? You roll two. Roll one for each night.
there it is.
There it is, finally.
God rolls it.
A natural 20.
Here it comes, what he's been waiting to say since the first.
You wait, sitting there, listening to the water around you, your eyes closed on that first night as the sun is setting. You've moved now past Dalbaz, no longer in the shadow of the Kaifen, and feeling, as you know you won't be in the presence of another Kaifen for some distance now, some time, you feel vulnerable. But you sit a while longer, and you listen to the river, and you feel the raft underneath you, and then it all seems to fade away. And as it does, you don't feel the raft underneath you anymore. And the sun must have set, because you don't even see those little flickers of light through your eyelids, and you don't hear your friends, and you don't hear the river, and you're not sitting. And as you shift slightly, you realize you're standing on sand, and you open your eyes, and you still can't see. Complete and absolute darkness. A black, thick, inky darkness everywhere. And you have dark vision. This is not something you tend to experience. You take a step. And as you do, you realize a couple things. You realize first that you're barefoot. And second, that this little tiny patch of sand where your feet were is the only sand because the rest of it is rocks. A bit jagged and hard and hurting your feet, though they're calloused at the bottom, but you wince and take it and start walking forward. And you hear something you're walking toward. It's this thrumming and this suction pulling you towards it as you are walking through. Your feet get wet after a while, and you're fairly sure they're bleeding. And it stings as you're walking on these increasingly jagged stones. You start to feel almost as if you're stepping on shards of glass as you go, and your feet are absolutely killing you. And as you're trying to go, because this suction, it's pulling you towards it, and you just know you need to get past, and then as quickly as you were going, you don't realize you're falling. And you're falling. And as you're falling, your eyes open. And Sazish is in front of you. This huge shadow with piercing red eyes off in the distance. You see what appears to be ridged horns coming off his whole body as you're but a speck before him. Dark horns against this purplish background, but all you can really see are these red eyes, and you feel this hot breath wash over you.
I would attempt to get down on my knees if I can.
You kind of curl up. You are literally, you feel weightless as if you're falling or floating or something. But you're able to get yourself in a position on your knees.
Sazish, I cannot believe that I am seeing you now. What do you want me to do?
They may be failing.
Who?
I feel them faltering.
The devils.
Their experiment may not end well for them. With you, I will hedge my bets.
I am your champion. I will do what you ask. Always.
If they fail, make sure I do not.
You will not. I promise you this.
And you're back sitting on the boat.
I'm awake.
You have
It
been
wasn't
awake
like a
the
dream
whole
state.
time,
Okay.
supposedly. Although, certainly, while you were sitting there, you guys have seen Zephahim meditating, right? But you have never seen him sit quite so still. So, and I think you were like, oh, yeah, he's doing a good job. And certainly, the sun has set. It is nighttime. It's probably into the first watch when the sun was still up when you started. Your body is you know when you sit too long, you're achy and creaking. Oh, just everything is tight in your neck, and you're sore, and you're sleeping on this raft, It's not going to feel good in the morning either. But that was an experience.
I wouldn't share it.
Okay.
Not yet.
Tanaki, Bree, anything you guys want to do over a couple nights?
My same thing. I would try a second night for researching.
Sure. Yeah, you can roll. You can roll second night. Wisdom check.
10.
And as you roll your namesake, probably just take a quick break, right? I assume you're gonna want to stop in your. I mean, you might not, but when we come back, we'll be getting to Bodhi's village, where.
We are not stopping.
Yeah, I mean,
That's the worst idea I've ever heard in my
that's
life.
kind of where the campaign started, right? Everyone's session 0 was in some ways, some ways here.
That'd be actually the worst idea.
Although our wonderful viewers have not yet seen the Prakir Kruti village.
They're all set. They're fine.
Turok wants to see her village.
Turok.
Very much so.
Here, take these binoculars and go look.
Just your hands.
That's fine.
We will be back in just 10 minutes. It is 8:07 p.m. on this wonderful Monday of our 25th session. We will be back at 8:17. Hang out with us, guys. If you have any questions, send them through Twitch. We'd love to answer them. If you're watching this like next week or something, then you might want to email us or something. Okay. We'll be back. Thank you.
I'm so proud of you.
everybody.
Oh my god.
Hi.
Hi.
Hola.
We are back.
Fix it, my bag.
All except for Tony.
He's got the shits.
Oh my.
Give him a bucket. And some poopery.
Right.
So, we find ourselves, again, on now, it's Indom today, in
Woo!
case you guys are wondering.
Wait, what?
Indom.
The day.
Oh. Thought you were trying to change the month on us.
Nope, it is still,
I'm like, wait, we haven't gone a whole month. It's just the beginning of the
Nope.
month.
it's a beautiful Indom morning, as,
Thank you.
Yeah.
because I think you made pretty good time, so it would be the morning. Still, when you find your way to the village
Alright,
of the Alnahoop, what are you even doing?
I'm plugging my phone. Are you asking me? I couldn't tell you.
Nope.
You're looking exactly at me, okay?
The village of the Alnahukos Prakir
How far off is it from the river?
It's built rather close.
They're all staring at you.
Alright.
So some are close, some are far back. There's one hill that there only seems to be one hut on the hill. Everything else seems to kind of be downhill and closer to the river. That one hut that's actually on the hill there, you know to be
If we're actually going to be... Since
not
we're
a problem
passing it,
spot.
I'm going to
Yeah.
disguise myself as Zuriel.
Okay, sure. But yeah, as you come up, some people kind of like looking over at you. A few children. There's a good amount of young Prakir Kruti children. Some older people as well, looking up at you a little and then kind of nodding, but then going back to their work as they're weaving baskets and just going about their daily lives by the river. Are we parking? Are we moving
No.
on? Are we?
Depends, am I at the oar?
What are you doing?
Have we been pooping in the river?
I would assume so.
I'm at the oar. I'll pull over.
Maybe you can stick your booty in
I'm
and
not.
shake it to kind of clean it off a bit.
Oh, I get
Oh.
in there if I'm gonna do it.
You get a fish and use its scales to really get it.
Oh, I'm shopping.
Kayla is repulsed, but Bree has to do it as well.
Come
So.
on, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, you can probably jump in the river. Go, I'm going for a swim, and then kind of let it all.
Hey, let it go
Nice.
while you're in the water.
Let it go. Let it. Okay. Yeah, river
Erase them.
poop.
You're welcome,
Did you ever
everybody.
consider that everyone else who was there that day is dead?
No.
All the calves and Nanababo, Zebahim's brother and Bairn.
We are
Wow.
the last two left. This is an.
Death has claimed the rest.
This is
Come for you next!
This is an ominous thing you point out.
Let's pull over.
Pull over.
I'll be honest, your people scare me. The last time I saw some child that almost took my head off with an axe.
He didn't throw it that hard.
It's probably not. a
Buddy
good
wants to
idea.
pull over. Right? Well,
I was gonna make that joke.
You probably shouldn't.
this is what Buddy wants. Why?
Buddy
why
is
it
driving,
a bad
Buddy
idea?
wants to pull over, Buddy's gonna pull over.
Can we visit Body's hut?
Provision, and I did not live in the village,
Oh.
but I would like to provision, trade, and speak to one or two people. Then we can go on. There's no reason to delay too long.
This is not a trap.
Could be.
If she wanted to kill you, she would have killed you some time ago.
Maybe,
That's not
She could have
true.
kicked you into the river while you were sleeping.
maybe this time
And
she
you
wants to kill you for
she
being a
was-
fool.
He does have
What did I do?
Got kicked into the river.
You are saying some things.
You are a fool.
The village is full of old
Even
ones and children.
Zuriel is a fool.
She couldn't kill him with all of us here.
Will our kind be welcome in your village? We are a variety of assortments. When you and I first met, we did not get along
There are no.
best of friends.
These are not warriors, Durak. They're calves and old ones.
I'll accompany you then. If you'll have me,
I'm gonna stay here.
I'll dispel my disguise self.
I'm gonna
If you'll have me, as I am.
I would like to go at least.
Yeah, sure. And it's moving slowly enough that you're able to kind of like guide it over as you see the town coming. And I think as you're getting closer, you kind of jump out and walk along the bottom, pulling the raft over to the side of shore till it's stuck enough that you don't think it's gonna, float away down the river from you. And there are certainly a ring of young calves, just these shaggy-headed, tiny horned ones, as they're all speaking a language that only one of you understands at this point, talking to themselves, giggling as they're pointing around. Kind of pointing. Some of them look scared, and others seem to just kind of tease them about it.
Tongues.
Sure. Yeah, and definitely. They're just kind of like chattering, like, what do you think that thing is? Oh, what are those? Oh, they have horned people coming. As you all kind of dock your, well, not dock, but moor, right? It's moored. You moor your raft over to the side of the shore, and you are now in the village. There is an older woman just weaving a basket over by the side. Kind of looks up. Buddy, good to see you. How are things?
Hi. I say hi in free speech.
as well.
I assume that's
Sure.
one of the first things you learn. My 30 days of teaching.
Well, I must speak to the elders.
Now, Ukos has come and gone. Did you have a message that needs to get to her?
She has been here already.
Yes.
Sorry.
Since you left, she has come once.
When?
How?
Some time ago. A few weeks after you left.
She will return soon.
Word of her, then.
Yes.
What are you doing with them?
I sort of.
We are journeying south.
The elders, then. Children! Again, only you two now can understand what they're saying. You stupid, tiny, idiot calves! And she's picking up rocks and, throwing it at that gaggle of children. Go get your grandparents! Tell them to come down to the shore! Go! And they just, run off. She throws a couple extra rocks. You can tell she's kind of angry that she's kind of got a shaky hand in her old age and can't quite hit them the way she probably could when she was just a little bit younger.
Wow.
So we're not right next to the village.
So it's pretty spread out. As you look, you see. That's right. I forget that. Some of you guys. So there are mud huts, largely with thatched roofs, much like that one village that you found up in here. But you can tell, and a lot of these huts are built way too close to the river. Right? Some are further back and look like they might stand up well, but you know that when this river floods, those huts will probably be uninhabitable and need to be repaired again after the river recedes back in itself. Looking around, maybe, besides that one hut up on that hill, they probably all get at least some flood damage every year. It doesn't make sense why there's only one hut up there when that is obviously the best place to build them. You would probably see it as a lot less impressive than, what might have been built up in your mind. But it is, again, the hut of the free people, the people that tend not to settle down and have buildings and abodes. There's no smithy, there's no general stores, there seems to be individual people in their homes caring for children by throwing rocks at them and going about their daily lives. Anything you're doing while you're waiting for the elders to make their way?
If you have elder business to deal with, I can entertain the children. That's something I can do if you like.
Do whatever you feel. We could get skins that would be waterproof that might help us.
Oh, that'd be super helpful, considering when it rains, it's awful.
I like the rain.
I don't like standing in it or sleeping in it. How are you even there?
It is.
Who is in the village right now?
Everyone, I think.
Everyone's
Okay.
okay.
I'm not going.
I thought you said you
Well, you're not in the village, but you are by the raft. I mean, you guys haven't even walked away. This one was sitting near the river,
Oh,
and then
okay.
is calling everyone else together. Yeah, the buildings are like very spread out as they go, and it's not too long before some people start coming. Again, mostly older people, some younger people, but the children that come are quickly like smacked on the head and sent back out because they're like, well, you're supposed to get the elders, but they're not all here. Like, get to work, kid. Some of them, they get a pat on the head if they walk with the elders and bring them down. Those that are more respectful, although most of them you find just want to get done as quickly as they can to kind of get back to this gaggle of people and see what's going on here. Slowly,
when the kids are done, I do it.
yeah.
I don't like crowd.
I know what. Just you do your thing. I'll tell you what I do.
Yeah, it is a rather bit of a crowd at this point. Buddy, that some of them are going to be too infirm to come and come here. They're in kind of home care right now. One woman comes, quite a bit shorter than you, but extremely pregnant, like about to give birth probably any moment, which is probably why she stayed back away from the main herd at this point. But they all make their way. They give you greetings, some a little more warmly than others, many you imagine remembering the auspices of the last time you were in town.
Right.
And after a while, when a decent crowd has gathered around, one of the men says, Badi, you have news for us.
Yes.
We might as well get going. Some of these slackers will hear it later.
Now Kus and the herd have conquered the Ababukin, and they have joined to our strength.
That's nice. Some are like, and especially that woman who's is like, you see like that fire of battle and conquest in her eyes, and is all excited. This gentleman and a lot of like the particularly older ones are like,
Sure.
this is how it goes. Okay, it's good for her.
They make way back to the crossing. They will come to this side of the river soon. We must prepare.
Who will come to this side of the river?
All of them.
That is stupid. And the second he says it, like some people are like in agreement with him, but that's the minority. Most people are like, don't speak to her like that, because you are a respected person in the tribe. And this person, I think, you know that you have his respect as well. He's just speaking his mind.
I'm sure done shit in the past.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Whatever.
Yeah. Why are they coming here?
They will move on Dalbaz.
a big murmur throughout the crowd. At this point, I think this, yeah, they would have been speaking free speech that everyone could understand. But you guys can have a pretty decent idea. You know what Dalmaz means, so you have a pretty decent idea of how this conversation is going. The original woman you saw says, "This will lead to many deaths. Why would she do this now? It makes no sense."
Now is the time to strike.
It's like these herd leaders get stupider and stupider with every generation. Yes, yeah. I remember when I was a young man. The herd leaders, they knew some sense. You followed the herd and you hunted. And shut up, old man! And they just start like bickering and yelling and kind of like getting into an argument now about the benefits and the cost-benefit analysis of attacking Dalbaz and what that would mean. You see the woman, that extremely pregnant woman who is definitely a warrior when she isn't about to give birth to this cat, like staring at her stomach, almost like willing this child to get the hell out so she can be ready for this battle when it comes. And you know that many of these people that are older felt the same way in their youth as well.
I'll hand my last remaining hand axe to the pregnant woman.
Strike me, sister, to shut these fools up.
What did you say? Strike you?
Yeah.
She kind of cuts you across the arm with it.
And I will.
You knew him in life. Now look upon him in death.
And again, the spectral form of grandfather with his axe. The gentleman in front of you, and one of the reasons I think Badi left this village, right? They weren't sticking to the old ways that grandfather taught. And the gentleman that was speaking to you, although a perfectly fine pseudo-elder leader in his own right, was nowhere close to as wise and good as grandfather was. And he is like wide-eyed, aghast at what he sees. The rest of them, they don't know what to make of this. As they're seeing just this spectral form of your grandfather to your back, behind you, that is obviously him, right? With these other spectral forms of ancestors longer past that crowd around him.
We are undying. Remember this as you cower in your walls.
And I'll let him go.
Sure. Yeah.
It's been like 6 seconds, I assume.
The woman says, "The dead fight with us."
They are still here. Beyond the veil.
We are unstoppable then. She kind of looks around to the elders that are like, what the hell is going on here? And she said, we are unstoppable. I have been preparing for the end of my life. I knew it would not be the end of things, but I thought it would be the end of my time here. Perhaps that is not so. Was that grandfather?
Yes.
And what does he tell you?
He tells me of Sylvaticus. Of hunting the great stag.
He hunts the stag, yet is still here with you.
He will come in battle if I need him.
The old woman says, "We will prepare
Good.
for the coming of the whole herd. We will lose the front hut soon. We will need to, I don't know, have a lot of work to do. How long are you staying, buddy?"
Not long.
"You will march with us to Davaz."
I have business to the south.
"Business?"
Yes. One of the things grandfather told me was that Nana Babu is not with him. I have seen her specter. In the south they know things, secrets, that may reveal what has become of her.
The calf that wanders too far from the herd must watch for wolves.
I am no calf.
Well, we have work to do. We can feed you for the day.
That is fine.
And them too, I suppose.
Thank you for your hospitality.
You
I know.
can tongues you can speak as well as
Yeah,
understand,
you
right?
understand.
It's
You
both.
speak it.
Oh, you cast it?
Yeah, I cast it as soon as I
Yeah.
as soon as I started hearing them talk. I just went,
She kind of nods to you. "Children, go get some fucking food!" And they just like run off. You can tell she's trying to take up that mantle of Nanababu, although not quite as terrifying as her flesh is not like
when,
falling apart in front of your eyes.
when the kids return, I'll give them a show, which I'll describe if you want. When they
Sure,
get
I think that can happen as they like are getting
That's
ready
fine.
and they're getting a meal and they're again talking to you and kind of those that speak kind of broken common coming to you like you are very smushed down,
Short.
short.
Yeah.
Kind of like patting you on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but definitely as you like and just like sending out tiny little illusions, like the children are like, oh, as they all
I actually plan for one if you can't hear it.
yeah.
So I want to do, I say, in their language, say, I have them all sit down, say, sit, I have a show for you. And I'll have them sit down,
Yeah.
and I'll, and cast major image, of course, and create one of the huts, like, around us. So about 20 feet around. And within, I'm going to have sort of like a puppet show with shadows, which is going, and I'll depict the, like, sort of, what do we call the fantasy version of the Scorpion and the Frog, if you know that story. The one where the scorpion asks for a ride across the river, and then the scorpion stings the frog, and then they both die.
both try. Okay, all right.
Except the frog is going to be an orc, and the frog is going to be. I had it backwards. The frog is going to be the scorpion is going to be an orc child,
Okay.
and the frog is going to be an ox person adult.
Okay.
Don't trust them and all that.
Yeah. And I think roll a performance check
As Turak.
or Arcana. You can either one.
Performance or what?
Or Arcana.
It's definitely going to be performance. That's going to be a 22.
Oh my god. You have them. And like they like get all angry when the orc kills the octopus. Hey, what is that? And then it's like the orc starts like drowning horribly and they're like, yeah, that's it. You absolutely enthrall them the whole time.
And at the end of the,
Why
I'll
are all
just.
the stories violent?
You didn't see it. It was in a hut.
I'm a kid. I was in the hut watching.
He walks to the illusory wall and sits down with the rest of the kids.
I will, when I dispel it, I dispel into like a purple gas, like purple smoke.
Sorry.
Tanaka, what are you doing?
That's a horrible story. Tanaki's right over I'm Tanaki. Turok's right over there. They're gonna hate him.
I'm
stab him with
I'm
things.
saying back in common. When in I can't say when in Rome now, can I? Culturally, they don't get along,
Yeah.
right?
Yup.
I don't think this story is going to change anything.
Yeah, but they're all amped up now. They might go stab Turok
I think we'll be alright.
for drowning an elder, an old person or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it is warm today, and it is getting much later in the afternoon by the time the meal is done and you've had a good time, and I think you start to just push off the raft, right?
Alrighty.
Yeah, you start pushing the raft off, appreciating this time after the past couple of days that you've had on solid ground, but ready to get going. I think Tanaki and do notice some of the children I got a really sharp stick as they start going kind of closer and closer towards Turok, and then you are pushing out the raft and shit, we should have done it sooner. But certainly you guys push off and start paddling back out to where the current can take you further down the Shanhira.
Where do you think you're going?
So while we were there, I'm assuming that we were able to trade for the things that Buddy
Oh,
was
yeah.
saying earlier.
So what were you looking for?
Waterproof pelts.
Well, I'd like to really finish. I'd like to be able to, for us to be able to at least withstand a night of rain. I'd like to be able to hides or some kind of, something that I can cobble together to not maybe a tent, but something that will act as a shelter.
Yeah, sure. And I think you're given.
Make a yurt.
I think you're just
Sure.
given it, right?
I mean, I can trade
Sure.
stuff too, if I need to. But yeah.
Well, I mean, certainly they would take things if you wanted to trade it, but if you were just asking, I mean, this is your village, these are your people, this is where you live, and you just showed them that their ancestors are not all dead, so they would give you some waterproof shit. Some tan
That's what I
lines
need.
and stuff.
They
I just
don't-
want that.
Sure.
There's no.
Talis, you should ask them about drying meat.
I already know everything about that. I do want to find somebody who do they use herbs or when they cook
yeah,
meat, or they
definitely.
just cook it and eat it
They don't cook it, they just
barbarians?
No, I
They
definitely
even
think.
cook it.
I think the
It's
meal
more
you
like
had was quite good. Juicy meat, and I think you're mouth watering over the fowl and the fish that they had, and they're lamenting that. Oh, I can't wait till the herd gets here and we have real meat to eat.
I'd like to try and trade one of them for any of the herbs and spices.
Sure, yeah, we want to trade.
I don't have a lot.
spices.
Most of it is fresh herbs that
Oh yeah, what are
that
they?
they're picking up from around the house. Not so much a cultivated garden as things that they kind of let grow.
Well, I want to get it there. Well, first I'll get it, but I'll try and trade them I don't even.
What is hilarious? That looks hilarious.
Well, they don't take money, so I mean I'll try
It's
and
totally
give
a
them
grocery store with
some
no money.
coin or a point.
Roll a persuasion check. We'll see that.
What'd you say?
Persuasion.
Oh, 12.
Yeah. They're pretty much giving you what to them is these are kind of the weeds that we cook with that grow around our house, and there's plenty of them. So yeah, that we have this stuff bunched together. I'll trade you for that shining coin.
Sweet.
Yeah, that'll be a relic of
Yeah, whatever.
what civilization used to be before we destroyed it all. Yeah.
And this, and these are the ones they actually use to cook the meal with. Right?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
I want to. The purpose of me doing this is so that I can learn what is edible for future.
Sure, yeah, and I think that's what you get for a point. You get it's mostly fresh herbs and things, and they here, and then they shove it in your face, smell this. Yeah, this one. Not, and they go over and pick another one. Not this one. See, it looks the same, but smell it, and then it's very bitter. And you're oh, okay, now I'll kind of know that difference. Roll a nature check, and that'll kind of influence in the future. I mean, certainly.
13.
Yeah, I mean, I think you get, not like a group. You don't have Badi's understanding of being a naturalist from this area, living off the land for all the years, but definitely you get the couple things that they give you. You could probably identify the herbs that are here. Sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Tilius,
Mm.
is there something that we are going to need to get into the university when we get there?
Let's do an ID.
I can get you in. Yeah.
They will allow us to go.
I don't see why not.
Do I believe him?
I don't know if you believe him.
I've never had a problem getting in.
Don't you live there?
Yes.
Well, that would.
Well, I'm technically on there too. When I have an idea on whether or not getting in was something I could do. If I had my childhood there, at least I feel like I at least have an idea of whether I could just mosey on in or if.
Well, you can't. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say you can't just mosey on in, but since you're with me, there's a shot.
Yeah, I think your understanding from being there was that you needed to be invited into the university, and because, like, in your mind, there was no shot in hell that was going to happen for you, you probably didn't.
That's why it's just so weird. Like, so
Yeah.
you just go in with you.
I can, yes. And you would be my invited guest. So.
You can.
Yes.
This is what I mean. So
Just gotta sell
we
those
can
towels.
go with you, but we cannot go without you.
Correct. I mean, you could certainly try, but. I mean, we have news. I must tell the university that soon they will all die to the Ox people.
That
I
sounds,
don't know
that
if
sounds
you
like a,
should
that sounds
word
like
it
a
that
threat.
way.
That sounds like a threat.
Yes,
in my
I don't know if you should
No.
word it that way.
Oh, well, okay. Maybe I'll put it.
Isn't like
Soon they will all come here, and they will probably not spare you. So.
inciting a riot like a bad.
No, I wouldn't tell everyone.
What are
Maybe
the-
just my-
What's
my
the
mother?
defense situation for Rushfield? Is there if especially if there's a university, I would expect there to be at least some decently level guard force for the place,
So no guards.
for the
None-
whole city.
None of these towns have a police force.
So what happens in that city if somebody just decides to start stabbing people on the street?
That happened in most medieval cities that didn't actually have police forces. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't happen too much. Probably if you started stabbing someone, people would be like, hey, stop stabbing them. Hey, ow, you stabbed me. Hey, okay, now I stabbed you back, you're dead.
Very Julius Caesar.
Yeah.
Local militia.
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely, I don't know if you started but there's definitely not any sort of specific police force. There's no town guard. There's nothing. The closest thing there was in any of these towns was the Goronum in Chalnagar. But even then, it's not like they were patrolling all the streets, right? I mean, certainly they did a little bit of that, like when one of the shadowy ones caught Bree pickpocketing. But mostly, they're there to help the Agave. They don't really care what the proletariat are doing. They all kill each other.
The rabble.
Wouldn't
rabble.
it be crazy if we came across those witch hunters that you killed Nock in the university?
How do you know about those guys?
Because I asked you how Nock died and you told me.
How do you know about those guys?
Yeah, certainly witch hunting is a thing down south. Big thing. Yep.
Only one survived, so we couldn't run into more than one of them.
Maybe he has friends.
Maybe he does.
I don't like them.
I hope you don't mind, buddy. Though I will tell everyone that your people are coming.
To the university?
Well, I would tell my mother, and then she would tell everyone else.
Go
What's
for
your
it.
mom's name?
Who cares?
Oh, God, I forgot.
What kind of insecure person needs everyone to know what their mom's name is?
Anyway.
I didn't know my mother.
Anyway.
Me neither.
Neither did I.
Lots of mommy issues here.
I love
Hey,
my,
that's how I do it.
I love my mom.
Good for you.
Wow, what a piece of shit.
I didn't know my father.
Me
I
neither.
wish I didn't.
My dad was a farmer. Is a farmer.
But would this be
Mm-hmm.
a problem to let them know?
Is his name Rotham?
No,
No?
No, Taste, you can tell
I don't
them.
remember his name.
You can tell them that the herd is coming to Ristrael.
I will also tell them I advocated for them to not be run over. So.
Chorus and Jane.
When we get there, I gotta tell Dig about it.
Oh,
Who's Dig?
I have
My
little
dad.
sisters. I
Oh.
forgot this whole story.
Okay, so
Oh,
He's a slave, so I don't really think he's gonna be able to do anything about it.
Your dad's a slave?
Yeah, he's a human.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, you totally went over this. I was zoned out.
You should probably pay attention if we're going places where humans are slaves.
Oh, shit.
This is true.
Wow, Nick.
all right, you guys are traveling quite a distance.
I don't want to be a slave.
Then just pretend to be mine, and you'll be alright.
I don't want to pretend.
Is the
It's
river
not
getting
as bad.
faster at this
No.
point?
So we're that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a little bit of traveling, and it's gonna be a little skill challenging
percentile.
to get down this river
Okay.
a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, so
You can do it.
I cast success.
I don't know what that means.
success, which just makes you succeed at everything.
You can do it.
It's a good spell.
That's
Yeah.
doing tongues.
I'm
Cantrip.
unconscious for the next 3 days, though, after casting it.
Wait, what?
Okay, Tanaki's dead.
Finally.
Okay, so
I'll throw him over the edge.
But keep a hand.
don't you wish they had like time magic or something in this game? That would be so cool.
That sounds really convoluted and difficult.
Wouldn't
to
it be so
balance.
cool if there was like a dragonborn that was working on time magic like way before then someone? Okay, that's
If you let me die, I'll come back.
That's
and
my
somebody
D20, you
can, like,
little-
do that for me.
You let me die.
so you travel for the next.
Running out of
I
character.
think T's that theory of the game is that T needs to die as often as possible. Instead of trying not to die. He's fascinating. Truly.
He's re-rolling his character over and over again, trying to
Do a
get good
time
stats.
magic as soon as I come
It's a
back.
beautiful mind.
Like the barf one.
It's like, oh, Shaw.
Turn this light to
Maybe
his phone.
Hey, none of you want to be dragonborns, and none of you want to be.
Why would I want to be
He's
this
dead.
scaly?
I roll harder.
Time magic.
All right, let's do it. So for the next week,
6 wisdom.
you travel
Wow.
on the river,
Shit.
and it is very much unchanged.
Can I be
It does
in
rain more and more. A couple of the days it doesn't rain. Others it rains at least part of the day, right? Each way. And you can tell that the river level is starting to rise around. This cat is going to knock all of those dice on the floor. It's just
Very,
waiting for
very
it.
good at knocking models off the floor.
I want to ask Buddy if she will practice free speech with me for the week.
Okay.
Oh, the skill challenges don't start till after the week.
Sometimes for
Yeah,
Better.
you guys are kind of far away.
sometimes for fun, I'm going to
How many days?
brace myself
Every
against.
day. Practice free
Do we see anything significant in that week while we're going down the river?
Yeah, so as you go, you see every once in a while more ox people, like the solitary ones that, like Badi, lived off, but not terribly far. Most of them do live on the river, right? Some others that are just hunters that kind of go off looking for larger game, just for fun. Otherwise, no. Much like the free plains from the last campaign on a different continent, a little far away at this point. Although you don't really know how far away because you don't get a world map. It is much the same. Lots of wildlife abundant. Those trees. Every once in a while, you see more and more of the trees. The tall, skinny, the not so tall, very skinny palm-like trees by the river. Other river reeds growing up. The river does widen out quite a bit in that week. to be a full scale and widening still as you go further and further south, so that you are on this massive river. And after that week, as you're going, you start to get islands.
I'm Eldritch blasting little targets that I can see on the side. Anything I can hit. Things popping out.
Little
of the water.
dragonfly.
Nothing big enough that's gonna upset him, but
Are you upset over the dragonfly?
it served its purpose. It made me slightly better.
If you need target practice, you should try it on me.
If you want, are you going to attack me afterwards?
Hello.
Then why would you offer it? Target practice.
I'll teach you a lesson.
Kill him now.
What's with the murder? Why?
Tanaki, you're
All the
asleep.
time.
Tanaki,
Yeah,
you're
it's hard
asleep.
for murder hobos to be on a river. You're a very different. You're a very different kind of
I'll
hobo.
point out
Session.
at night. I'll point out some of the constellations. For
Yeah.
people to
Oh,
Tanaki.
I have a home.
Definitely.
I got a home.
I would love to listen to all of it.
And I think between, especially here, like 1, 2, 3, 4 people that have come from, although rather close comparatively, very different things. I think you'd have very different names for the constellations.
Oh, we have one.
Yeah, and I think it's very interesting for you guys to like compare and contrast the way you think of the heavens.
Yakisapa. Black elk.
Yakas.
Hey, Yakisapa. Black elk.
We call it the crone.
An elk. It's a fork.
Big black elk.
Interesting.
I'm gonna jot all this down.
Yeah, and I think you start filling pages and pages with these like pictures of the constellations. And
She reminds me of the elder back in your village who was covered in bones.
You have that one. Dinaka. The old man. He's sitting. All alone.
Oh, I see.
We call him the hermit.
Ha!
Why do you have this? What do you call this man?
You wouldn't get it.
A fool?
Call that one Zephahim. We call that one Zephahim.
You do not do this.
I call this one Zephahim. You can't stop me.
You will do now.
That one is Zephahim.
Shut up in there.
Write that.
one, the fool.
Write that one in your book. That one is Zephahim.
No.
Does it have half a face?
Yeah.
He's making fun
It's
of us.
dots in the sky. You can make it what you want. That's the reason that different cultures can see different things.
Dots in this guy.
Well, that one we all see a man. It's Lear, the god of the ocean.
They all have meaning.
I know that. That's why I said that.
What is the
Similar.
meaning of this, Talius?
I just mean they bring hope and meaning to people, that's all. Why must
Hope
you...
for what?
To me, there's something... It's like the gods are speaking to us. They're reaching out.
Wise. Telius.
Thank you.
You see this one, and I'll point to one going due south.
Shanhira.
That is the constellation for the river.
It is in the sky as well. She is.
What is that one?
That one's Bowie.
We call it the asshole.
Just one.
Because
Beat
she's
style.
just an asshole.
Oh my goodness.
Very curious today.
You should have fed me
You know
during
what
the
they
break,
say
you
about-
sucker.
You know what they say about curious cats?
After this week of rainy but otherwise rather pleasantness, you start to come to those islands. Generally rather small, as far as you know, uninhabited. At one point, you're passing one, and there is an old oxman sitting on one of the islands, kind of like looking at you as you go past, and he kind of waves, and you don't recognize him. Probably an outcast from the tribe for some time. Outcast always, in this case, probably being a self outcast, right? Like, I'm gonna take off and don't feel like
kill him?
No, why would we kill him?
I don't know. I feel like that's what you guys always want to do. Just making a
What
joke.
are you talking
I was
about?
making a joke.
I haven't killed anyone in weeks.
I haven't killed anyone since the goblin. There was a goblin weeks, months, a long time ago. That was the last. Before that, a gnome, and that's it.
Killed a gnome?
How
Yes.
do you can kill things?
Who was the gnome you killed?
I killed Mungus.
Mungus.
You killed Mungus?
Dalius knows him from the university.
yeah, you definitely know Mungus.
I am furious. You what?
You should have seen him screaming.
Fight.
I'm trying.
Fight.
My character's actually very angry.
Thumb. No.
Why?
Why?
Did you do this?
He betrayed us. He sent us to the underneath and sent us to die.
Oh, yes. I'm gonna get down.
Why do you care about this Mungus so
Slam
much?
Mungus sent us to die.
He was a good man.
He was a good man. He sent us to die.
I don't think it was him either.
He sent us.
What'd you say?
He sent us to die. And then when we came back to him, he dismissed us as if nothing happened.
Are we speaking of the same
Bartender
Are you
sent us to
talking of-
die.
Are you talking about Hugh? Humongous.
I hope so.
I'm trying.
How long have you been holding on to that one? That humongous.
About 14 seconds before he said it.
Yeah.
That's why I can't breathe.
You've been holding on to that humongous for quite some time. People deal with grief in different
Pretty
ways.
sure the bartender
I'm very
sent us to
upset.
die.
Yeah, you remember him fondly as a good researcher who always appreciated a strong soup.
He was an anthropologist.
Oh, he got a strong soup.
A heavy soup.
Yeah. Something hearty.
He was very.
Why do you care
what
about
did
this
he-
Mungus so
What did
much?
he told us stories of something that wasn't very interesting. What do you-
Well, I'm pretty
was
sure he
researching
mocked Badi
something.
and made her very upset.
That's right. He was
He
trying
mocked
to,
Badi
He
after
was trying to research the Ox people's culture, and he got a lot of it wrong.
we returned from the underneath.
He's a
We
well-respected
Silence.
soup researcher.
We could have died.
No, he
He
We
didn't
could-
send us to the
We
underneath.
could have died. We came back to tell him what was going on in the town, and he dismissed us. He mocked us, and we didn't take kindly to that sort of thing.
Maybe he was filled with those bugs. He never checked.
You don't believe me?
No.
You're making things up
He did
again
die.
in
No,
doubt.
he died.
That's what he does.
He's very dead.
As you're having this argument, you realize that the space kind of between these islands, it's getting a little bit more tight and a little bit more. You can't have that D20. And you definitely need to kind of navigate a little bit more. I need someone to give me an athletics check to try to keep
Ooh, I
this
can do
going in the correct
I got
You
it.
don't want me to do
Direction.
You
that.
got it? Why would you still want? I got it.
This is almost pushing me off the oar.
right onto the sandbar.
24.
24. Okay.
It's your papa.
So this was your skill check. Good.
I hope
Okay.
You son of a bitch.
So as you're behind, and you're able to really push it so that you're avoiding hitting any of this land. And not that it's that tight, but this is not an easy raft to move once it's already going in a direction. But you're kind of like waiting till you can catch the general flow of the river. And
The
keep
only reason I haven't tried to kill Inda
Yeah.
is because I'm navigating the boat.
Right, because otherwise the fury.
I
I think you're
All right.
My
You're
blood
really
is
using
boiling.
your strength because the fury at the
Look at
death
my
of
notes.
Mungus is fueling you.
I'm gonna review the death of Mungus.
Who's Mungus?
The gnome with the soup.
You're through the soup.
Yo, lady.
No, that was Gallon.
Going with the kids.
Zephyr's gonna try to do a body
Yes.
impersonation.
Okay.
Try the soup, Mungus.
I cast Major Image and create the scene.
We don't need to see that.
I'm going to do
I
it.
know,
Create
but
the
I'm still
scene.
gonna
All right,
say
mark
no.
off the spell slot.
How
I will.
accurate are you actually gonna make this?
100% accurate. We come in, tell him what's going on. Monks are being an asshole. So Buddy
That's not 100%
grabs the soup,
accurate. Okay,
grabs the
okay.
soup and throws it at him.
Okay.
And then, during the fight with all the bugs, I grab Mungus and he's like, fuck you. So then I take him, and I'm still trying to talk to him. He keeps being defiant. So then the bartender's all buggy and like a swarm. I just go and throw him into the bugs. And then he goes,
Imagine that was very much like the Spaceballs when
Can I cross
Yes.
reference? No, I wouldn't have heard this story.
Are you gonna cross-reference my notes because they're here?
Well, my character wouldn't have known. So, yeah, I'm still furious. I want him dead.
Sure. Okay. But you can't kill him right now because you
Oh,
are
yeah.
sweating profusely and trying to keep this.
so he would be at disadvantage to do that.
I'm very tired, but
All
Exhausted.
Mungus did was tell us about the sickness. He didn't do
Um,
anything to us.
And as you're going and you round a corner, you look ahead,
Waitress put us
past some of
Why
the
would
reeds sticking up
put us in the under?
sticking up out of the river, and you notice that there are stones sticking up
Uh-oh.
that you are going to crash into. What do you do?
How far away are we from when we notice them?
You're about 30 feet from them.
Jesus.
oh, we're gonna hit it.
You're gonna hit it. Yeah. As you kind of come around, you're like, there's like this small formation of stones.
Oh, 30 feet?
Yep.
I'm gonna blow 'em up.
Okay. How are you gonna do it?
Shoot a fireball at them.
Okay. Yeah. And I think roll to see if you surge.
Oh boy.
Double fireball.
Oh yeah.
Let me die.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah. As you shoot off and like stone and just this torrent of water shoots up as this big blast of fire and this large noise happens.
Lots of steam feels nice.
Yeah. You guys go. Roll for damage.
Oh jeez.
Is it too much? Is it gonna take too long? Nah, we'll just keep going. I'll say as you go, you do feel the little bit of like some of the stone formation rubs against the bottom of the thing. You don't think doing any major damage, but definitely showing how much of a close call it otherwise would have been. As that happens, of course, birds on either side on these small islands here start flying up at this huge sound, and there's like these large and very many groups of birds now just flying around you. As you go, you notice that as you now look straight ahead, the islands are a little bit more spread apart. However, the river seems to be getting quicker. As you go past these, and you kind of find yourself falling a little bit, and now you're moving quite a bit. You no longer have to row to keep yourself going. You're more using it as a rudder to steer yourself as you're going.
I'm gonna hold on to those. We made like the handles around the middle column. I'm holding on to those.
Yeah, you kind of hold on to it. As this happened, some of these gaggle of birds kind of like break off from another one and start swooping towards the raft. Obviously disturbed by the fireball that was shot in their general vicinity. What are you going to do?
I will cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
And try and calm them down and let them know that we're not trying to hurt them and to steer away.
Yeah, roll an animal handling at advantage, I guess, because you're literally speaking to them.
15?
15? I'm assuming that does it. Because swarm of birds don't have too much charisma. Yeah, so 8 minus 2. Yeah, they kind of do, and then they kind of like squawk at you for a while, complaining about what this was. But you're able to get them to not
Apologize.
kind of start pecking at the lot of you. As that happens, again, you feel the raft fall down, and from some unknown height underneath. And now you are in not quite rapids, but definitely quick, swirling, churning water that is falling through some of what you now seem to be larger islands, pouring water towards the center from some of the recent rain. As you're going, does someone give me a perception check? Someone who hasn't done a thing yet.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Nice.
23.
23, really good. Okay, you get to look ahead and you kind of see the pathway that you are going to be taking. And as you do, you notice two obstacles, right? One is another formation of rocks that you are going to be heading in the general direction of. You might be able to steer yourself out of the way, or you might be able to blow it up or do something else again. The other thing is this large formation. It doesn't quite seem to be a thing of rocks. It's a little maybe too big, maybe an island in itself. Oh no, it's a giant tortoise.
Oh no!
You point out both of these things.
Tortoise.
Or some sort of big-ass creature with a shell on it in the middle of the river. You point out both of these things to your friends.
Turtle.
We got 3 people left. Does anyone want to call one of these two obstacles?
My passive perception sucks, so I probably wouldn't.
Well, Bree just pointed this stuff out to you. She did the perception check. I'm saying, she's like, oh, there's that bunch of rocks in that. Is that a mount? Is that a... Holy shit, it's a turtle!
There's a giant turtle.
Hold the oar.
Can I take it?
Can you do anything?
I have a 9 strength, so...
No, you
Take
that,
it.
nah.
Yeah. I got nothing for right now.
Try to hold the oar.
I can...
to
Should I attack the... I probably shouldn't
No.
attack it. That's probably not the best
We need
idea.
to hold the oar so we will turn.
Alright.
All 3 of us.
Great.
Okay, so what are you trying to steer away from?
Here you
The
go.
rocks.
The rocks. Okay.
And the,
There's
and the
inspiration.
turn,
There you
right?
go.
Okay.
I don't know what,
Yeah.
like, is it like a split? Is it like a fork?
So you're gonna kind of go past these rocks and then get towards even further down where this big ass turtle is. Okay, so as you're getting towards the rocks, you're gonna try to do an athletics check to try to help out and steer yourself away.
Like angle it so that that we're kind of drifting away. From
Yeah.
the rocks.
Absolutely. Roll in athletics.
Wait for the last one.
14.
14, sure. Yeah, as you do, you kind of stick it in the water, kind of pull, and between the two of you, now doing it, you hear the scrape of the edge of the raft against the rocks, but as you keep going, no major lasting damage. As you do, the raft kind of rocking in the water, most of you grabbing on the turtle coming right for you, or you going right for it. You notice this thing is massive, at least 10 feet from end to end in this shell, as the head lazily lifts up and looks towards you. I got 2 people left. What are you
You have
going
to
to
speak
do?
with animals,
I
right?
do.
So, like,
Can I kindly
you
ask
gotta
him to
talk
move
them.
out of the way?
I think you're still I think this is happening extremely quickly, and I'm trying to get everyone to do something
Right,
while you are still
right.
talking to the birds that are trying to peck at your shit.
I'm gonna shoot it with a friggin' arrow.
Okay.
Great bow and try to get it to fucking leave.
Okay, yeah, roll to attack for roll to
Sure. I'll use my inspiration.
Yeah.
What's a D8 now?
D8.
Yeah, that's gonna be. That's gonna be a 27 to hit.
It sticks in the shell as the thing goes. I want you to roll an intimidation, and I'm
Can I
gonna
roll damage?
You can roll damage, yeah, sure. What I was gonna give you was intimidation at advantage
yeah,
because you were able to
it's
stick
12
it into
damage.
the shell. Okay.
Intimidation 15.
15. Yeah, definitely. So as that happens, it kind of like quickly like ducks under, and at first you're like, shit. That is not going to be enough because you still see the top of the shell, and then all of a sudden it, more quickly than you can imagine, is gone down and under and away as it goes through this smaller offshoot, and you crash down and go around a curve. You notice it going up onto shore and kind of like looking with its angry, bald Mitch McConnell face.
It'd be weird if it wasn't gold.
You could have here.
I'm sorry, friend. I give it the salute.
So as this happens, you've left the birds behind. You left the obstacles behind.
That's the big bad.
But at this point, the river is rather raging.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So you guys are all.
Do we even see the shore at this point? Like, how deep? How wide is this thing? Like, are we like?
So you
25
are literally the shores. The actual shores are really far. You can definitely not see them. In between, you are in between like some of the islands
Okay.
that are in the center of this thing. As you are going, I need you all to roll. I would say athletics or probably athletics.
Oh man, fuck me, right?
Or a
Me
strength
too.
save as you're trying to
Straight
hold.
fucking God.
20.
As you're trying to hold on.
23.
2. Okay.
16.
22.
4.
10.
Okay.
Here we go again.
So as whoop, you hit another wave, two of you, Bree, you're just able to hold on, but two of you are flung, whoa, as if you're going over the railings towards the sides of this raft. What are you going? Is anyone going to do anything to try and help them out?
Since I'm in the back, can I try and grab one of them?
Yeah.
Actually, I'll try and grab Tanaki.
Sure. Roll
I'm
it.
hoping into
I just-
drowns.
Roll an athletics check
I got you.
and roll a shape check after that.
18.
18, yeah. Tanaki's going up, and you grab him, and I think you're like hanging over, and he has you just by the shirt as he pulls you back up.
I'm gonna. I'll go for it. I'll go for Inda.
Okay, just to grab him again.
No, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna
Knife you.
turn, and as I land, I'm gonna. I'm gonna rage, but I'm gonna reach my hand out, but Grandfather's hand's gonna go and try to catch him with Grandfather. As I go like this, Grandfather's hand goes around and tries
Sure.
to grab at him.
Okay.
Okay.
Ask the dragonflies to help you.
They're too small.
Yeah, roll an athletics check.
Great.
At advantage, right? Because you're raging.
Getting help.
Strength base.
Yeah,
I think it's that advantage. That's 18.
See if Mongoose will help you.
Yeah, again.
I'll kill monkeys in the afterlife.
Mark off a rage
You
for that.
you feel what is like Body's hand, but you feel like it's going to slip, and then all of a sudden this other spectral hand is behind you, grabbing you and
And I
pulling
want
you back.
Grandfather's gonna like pick him up and look at him and just like pull him right out of his face.
Thank you, grandfather.
And then just like set him down on the ground. Or just like slam him down.
Whichever, I don't care.
As you go,
I'll be right here.
you feel on the raft underneath you,
Oh.
as one of the ropes snaps. Now, it's made so obviously one rope snapping isn't going to quite make the whole thing go, but you do feel kind of like a shift underneath, and there's an unevenness in the raft. Is anyone going to do anything and try to fix that as you continue to go down some rather...
Underneath
You
the
said you have
raft?
to go in the water?
What happened seemed to be underneath the raft.
I'm staring. I can't do anything.
Doesn't mean you have to go underneath and fix it if you have a creative way to try and help this out.
Only I had some sort of magical
Oh,
hand
I
that
do.
could go underneath.
I can cast mending.
Okay.
I'll put my hand, like, kind of reach down to it. If I need to go under the water, I can, like, hold on to the raft.
Sure.
Hold my
Yeah.
breath
So
and
you
go under.
you
and
jump
get
in.
underneath.
And, does anyone want to hold? Like, are you just jumping right in, or are you gonna try to?
Was
Well,
the sword the
hold
front
on
or the
to-
back of it?
Hold on to the raft.
Okay. So you hold on to the raft. Why don't you roll a perception check to try to find where this thing is?
22.
Yeah. Rather easily, you see kind of where it is. It's wedged in between a couple of pieces, so it's not like the rope has like entirely untangled, right? So you go over and you grab it, and you put it together, and you whisper the words for mending as just come out as air bubbles underneath. And you are able to mend it back together. And you guys actually feel as it's mended and it keeps going. Instead of this like wobbling of it, it kind of like has that more flat surface. It always has some give, right? not so stiff it doesn't bend. But sure. At this point, you are now underneath the raft and just being buffeted by this water as even the raft. At one point, I think you hit another thing where you're kind of like you feel air and being under the raft you shouldn't, and then the thing slams back into you. How are you gonna get back onto the raft?
Kind of like climb my way back, grabbing onto like the underside of the raft.
Yeah, give me an athletics for that one, because a lot of athletics guys, but climbing is athletics. It's books say it.
19.
Perfect. Yeah, you do, and you get back on, and I think your friends come and they grab you and they pull you back on as you're panting as you go.
Lash yourselves together. I'm gonna take out my rope and I'm gonna tie it around my waist and I'll throw it in the.
Yeah, sure. Everyone kind of grabs on, lashes themselves to it, and
Swearing on it.
yeah, holding on to the
was
oh
gonna
shit, the oh shit handles you have hanging on the center mast of this raft. And at this, you kind of have to just ride it out for a little bit, right? But after a while of going through all of this, you kind of get back onto. It opens up quite a bit. This rushing water coming in from these couple islands starts to slow down a while as you move past one of them and then the other, and you are back on the wide open Shanhira River.
I'm glad we tried again making this raft. I don't think that other one would have done particularly well there.
Nope. It would have been real bad.
I would not have been able to fix that one.
No, not a chance.
No amount of men in the world can do that.
We need to get to the other side.
Good job, though. We made it through that. Gerard,
The side
Excellent-
where the
excellent work on that.
university is.
on handling that right there.
Thank you.
Is it on the same side as Dalbaz and
I'm used to breaking things.
Yes.
so?
It's fitting that the one good at breaking things can also fix things.
How does the raft look? Does it look like it's gonna make it?
Roll a
For all that wear and tear?
survival.
Natural 20?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's holding up pretty well. I mean, it can probably use some TLC, right? Like next time you more definitely doing some little things. I would also say with the 21st survival, if you got into this situation once of kind of like just finding a path, you might get into this again. So you might, if I don't know how one would do scouting out, if you were able to scout out ahead, or
Can you
kind
turn
of
into a
see-
bird?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. I can talk to birds and have them scout for us.
That would work.
Or I can take over the sight of a bird and I can look through its eyes.
Well, that would probably work.
Yeah, so if you were to take over a scout and kind of look ahead to do that, I think, because I mean, certainly you could at least talk to the animals, right? And kind of get an idea of like, okay, you don't really want to go in between these couple islands. It will get thinner. It ends up being, you know, a dead end, which would be even worse, right? How do you move back? Or you have to carry it over the island or whatever. You do start noticing, as you can continuing downward, that the trees are getting more plentiful here, right? Taller, thicker, fuller, more like the woods up close to the mountains up north at first. But as you go, it's actually thicker, larger wood than that, right? We start going into not quite a forested area, maybe a bit more marshy, but definitely as you see the
wetlands type?
kind of like
Everglade type
yeah,
situation?
yeah, that kind of
Okay.
thing. So definitely, I mean, it's not like so thick you can't see through the woods, right? Because the trees are still rather
It's like mangrove or something.
thin. Yeah,
Something like that.
yeah, but definitely more plentiful here.
Any of this look familiar?
Does it look familiar to me?
I think you're kind of
I
a
would say
city
yeah.
boy a bit. Yeah.
I would say yeah.
Yeah, I mean, definitely you do know that the area around, where the heck you going? Rusrael, is much more wooded.
We're getting closer. Obviously, we're getting closer, but we'll be there soon. Shouldn't be too much longer at all.
We want to stay on the river.
3
Stay on the river a little while longer, then we can more do any repairs we need doing.
Do more what?
Any repairs the Raft needs, we can head to town.
Sorry, keep hitting my foots.
Okay.
Really?
It's 2 more weeks on the river.
Why the fuck did you?
That's why 3 years later.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's two more. I say 3. It's 2 more weeks. It's 3
14
weeks.
religion rolls. Let's go.
3 weeks total.
Okay, so I wouldn't have said we're almost there then.
You might have thought so. I mean, you're not sure. You went a very different way, spending time in towns.
Alright, well, if I wasn't
Can I
sure,
So
I
it's
would say- I
3
would
weeks
say
from the
I'm
time we
sure.
leave Body's village.
Can I start training a feat?
What is it?
3
I
weeks
know,
from the
seriously.
time we left Body's
You're
village.
Yeah.
teaching me.
So it's the 30th.
I know, but I wanted to go for
Yeah.
something too. But
Brady,
that's not explained.
teach me how to perform
Um,
with abilities. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what that means. What do you want me to show you how to do?
I don't know, playing performance. I'm trying to get the performance fee here.
Oh, nice.
I'll teach you something. I'll teach you something back if you want.
What do you want to learn how to perform? You can't play my flute or my fiddle.
Opera. I don't know.
Nobody touches my flute or fiddle.
I want to be an orator.
You already are pretty good at that. Why do you need my help?
Because I don't have a check mark next to it on my character. Eric may be pretty good at it, but Inda doesn't have a check mark.
I want to ask Tanaki if he can show me how he like casts some spells and shit like that.
Sure, I'll show you how to
Sure.
perform.
And then in exchange for me telling him free speech.
yeah.
This is something you would need to
Oh,
teach
this
you.
is 2 weeks?
Yeah.
I will
Three.
I will challenge.
3 is total.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay.
I was
3 total.
saying something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying something actually.
I
But
Oh, sorry.
apologize. No, I didn't. I'm
That's
sorry.
fine,
It
it's
just
fine.
jumped in my head. I'm sorry.
no deal.
Continue.
Yeah, so I just want to I want to like learn about like how like spells work, how they're cast, that kind of stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So you, Tanaki will show me.
Now, entirely unlearned person who's just randomly got their magic. How would you teach Badi?
You just do it.
You just go like this, and then magic.
I'm actually trying to train Mage Slayer, so I just really care about watching how he does it physically. So I know how to
Sure.
kill
And that's
him.
where I cut his arms off.
So I know
So
when
I
you
do
do
like-
this, that's when I should chop your hand.
Right, exactly. That's really all I care about.
Yeah.
Well, the way I imagined it for myself was that
You really got.
haven't like learned it, but it was still shown to me by my angel. So I still learned the whole. I still do all the somatic
Yeah.
components, so I can at least show that because they were shown to me while I was.
And that's what I'm interested in studying. I think the physical art of it.
Yeah.
Like, what does it look like? The
Yeah.
body, like, what are the tells?
Mm.
I'm treating it like a combat scenario. I'm like, okay, so this happens, and then that happens.
Most of the time, they need to be able
They
to
cut
talk
your
to
off.
cast spells.
Interesting.
So if they can't speak, they can't cast a spell. But that's not all spells.
They cut their-
Some of them you don't have
So
to.
if you cut their jaw off, they can't cast.
Or you
spells.
really have to be able to move your hands, like big flourishy movements.
This is good to know. Tanaki. Thank
Yes. The bigger the spell, the more movement there probably is.
you. Good. And I'll teach him more free speech and whatever he wants to know about that or anything else.
Okay. Anything else anyone wants to work? I know that we already kind of did this part of it, but I mean,
T, you had something, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to 2 things. One, I'm gonna challenge Inda to a duel to the death.
I decline.
Once we
Yes,
once we
bitch!
get to land.
yeah.
this.
Which I think you do at one, right? You're gonna make some tiny repairs, do some hunting, just stretch your damn legs after so long.
It's that, or I will just try and kill him. It's one of the
Yeah,
other.
so I think you stop at, maybe later that day or the next day on one of the small islands in this middle of the Shanhira. And as you're all kind of like, stretching out, stretching your legs,
Thanks.
Talius approaches Inda.
Oh, we're doing this now. Okay.
You just said it.
I think it's not this soon.
A duel to the death. All right.
Repent for your sins.
I make the rules.
When did you get religious?
That is
Just now.
Repent
the
for your
stipulation.
sins.
Is I make the rules.
No.
Then I decline.
Are you gonna choose like a champion for
Goodbye.
me or something like that?
Then I will just kill you.
That is not a duel at all. That is simply slaying an unarmed man.
No more murder.
I don't think I care about that. Fine. Let's do this. do a
Whoever dies of old
Fight.
age first.
a fist fight, and whoever gets knocked out first loses.
What's your strength?
Okay.
What's your strength again? I just want to have a mental image of what you look like.
I'm real fucking strong.
Okay, what's your strength though?
18.
Okay, so I have a strength of 9. So I don't think Mandark is going to accept a fist fight from Hulk Hogan.
Those are your choices. Pick them. Pick.
Alright, so fist fight and then what?
We'll see how I feel after I knock you out.
Uh-huh.
And we're gonna tie. So this is what we have to do. We have one foot connected like this. Each one. We'll tie them together. That way you can't get away.
You're going to tie my foot to your foot.
He's gonna tie his right hand to your right hand. You're each gonna get a dagger.
They kill each other.
I have 2
That's what we did
daggers.
when I was a kid.
I have 2
Your hands
daggers.
tied together.
One's
The-
better than the other, though.
The DB had 486 stab wounds, multiple areas.
What's everyone else doing as they're getting ready for a knife fight?
Fishing
Sure.
for everyone.
Actually,
Sure,
it's not.
Phil.
It's not a knife.
It's not a knife fight, it's going to be a fist
It's,
fight.
it's a fist
Popping
fight.
popcorn?
I've been calmed a bit.
Good.
I can
Alright,
cook
let's
fish.
go. Come on.
I'm from an island. I know how to
Let's
fish.
go.
This would be funny to watch in.
I'm
take
very
off-
For the people that
excited.
know how
I
to
take
fish,
off my
you know
jacket.
how to go fishing.
Yeah.
Come on, you fucking knife here. Let's go.
Alright, I'll take out my hemp rope and I'll tie our right foot each one together.
Okay. So you both have your right foot.
It's real tight, so we can't get away.
Okay, sure.
Who's running?
Just saying. Once I
Aren't we
start
on the
beating
rail?
you-
It's
Where'd you
off the
learn this?
rail.
Yeah.
Where'd you learn this?
Once I start
Tie
beating
your leg up stuff.
from the orcs.
From the
You would.
orcs.
Yeah, it's how they solve problems.
I would take
Your
offense.
works.
I would take offense to that if I were you.
This is how the slaves fight
Okay.
to prove they are worthy of being slaves.
Just can't wait to be a slave.
All right. So what is it? Initiative
Yeah.
or
What are you questioning? Were you a slave? Do you know how we fought?
no? I suppose
Am I gonna
not.
have to know this if there's slavery in this town?
Yes, you better get ready.
Only
So-
slaves to orcs.
Since
Oh.
since you challenged me, I assume I get the first punch.
Sure. I'll allow that.
Okay, so that's going to be a. If you're adding strength, or am I proficient with my own fists or
I
no?
don't believe you are. No.
Okay, so
You're not
10.
proficient in unarmed fighting.
So 10.
Okay. You miss.
Woohoo!
You go to punch him, he steps back out of the way.
Tiny ineffective.
How's
And then I start feeling a little bad.
How do you step out of the way? He has no dex.
knowing that this is like, I'm still gonna swing at him though.
Okay.
All right.
Before
the face.
before it even.
Was it a natural 20?
Natural one.
Natural 1.
All right. So when he
Some
goes to
foot.
swing, even though I miss completely, I go and I fall down.
As you fall, it like tugs on his leg, so you lose your footing, and you like topple over him, so now you're both on the ground.
Do you
2
land up-
punches thrown,
This is the worst
no
fight I've ever
connection.
seen.
Oh no!
With you.
I say,
Prone
oh no!
with
I
your
have been
legs.
beaten by Talius.
I'm gonna start laughing uncontrollably. And I'll just be like, oh, this was a terrible idea. I was never good at this.
Are you done? Are you done? Did we fight yet?
And I'll just give him a nice slap. Just nothing crazy, just a slap.
Like a bitch
House
slap?
rebuke.
Yeah, like a bitch slap.
I think I can throw a better punch than that.
House rebuke at level 3.
Literally, it was like, miss. That was
That was
that
the
fight.
worst fight I have ever seen.
Terrible.
I can throw a better punch than that. And I punch.
I don't know.
Normally,
about
we
that.
don't
What do you punch?
Normally, they don't miss like that.
Okay, roll to attack.
Yeah. I go after this person smaller than me. I wouldn't go after you.
Alright.
I
There you
punched
go.
him.
There you go, you won. Very proud of you,
Are you
Talius.
kidding me?
missed.
No.
Oh.
So close.
No, I felt something. I felt a force on my body and then it knocked me over. I don't know what it was, but I felt a force and it knocked me
It's
down.
been 2 weeks.
He's just so strong.
He is.
Mungus was a jerk sometimes.
That's a
Okay.
22 deception if he doesn't believe that.
Huh?
That's a 22 deception, by the way. I
don't
felt a
believe-
force on my face.
Oh, well, I believe that I'm that strong that
Okay.
somehow knocked you out. But
You did a great job.
I just realized
Impressive.
now that Mungus was really
And,
kind of a jerk.
Yeah, it takes a while to untie your legs because that shit was real tight. So it's difficult.
I'm losing circulation in
Yeah.
my foot
Your
now.
foot's purple by the
Like
time you
such
get it undone.
dumbasses.
I'm glad we spent time doing this.
That's productive.
God, me too.
Look, I have fish.
Thanks.
Can I try and
Should we go to
cook
town
some?
now?
No.
Please, can I have one? You don't have to eat it.
Somehow I
please.
said we only have 24
I set up the
minutes,
entirety
24
of
minutes to
camp
do stuff.
while
So.
watching them.
Yeah, so while that's happening, Bree goes kind of off to the side and starts setting up camp.
Okay.
And while you're kind of off over there, like setting things up, you notice kind of like between some of the river reeds off to the side, a head just like entirely picks out. Oh, what are you doing?
Brando?
It is definitely Brando.
No! What is he doing?
What the hell are you doing out here?
Where'd you come from?
This place sucks.
I mean,
Look at it.
most of the places I've been kind of
They're
suck.
magically delicious. There's a tree over there. Another tree.
What are you doing here?
I'm just following you.
Why?
I told you wouldn't mind.
Okay. How were you following me? You weren't on the boat. Did you swim?
I'm a pretty good swimmer.
So you swam.
I'm getting way too lucky charms with this guy. No, I wasn't swimming. See, I
How,
drowned.
how did you get here then?
I have my ways. What are you doing? Where are you going?
We're going to the university. Why? Where should I be going?
What's the university?
It's a place where people go to learn.
My help.
Is there like a lot of people there?
I assume so.
Do they have some money?
Maybe.
Perhaps a good place to
I
be a
mean,
little
usually,
sticky of finger?
usually scholars are not particularly wealthy.
Well, most of mine aren't particularly wealthy.
Why? What do you have in mind?
I don't know. We'll see what we can get up to when we're there. Maybe a little bit of fun. What do you think?
Maybe. But why are you following me?
Do any of us hear her talking to someone?
I don't think you do. She was kind of off to the side. You were like laughing as their feet are turning purple, trying to undo the rope.
Brando, can my friends see you?
No, I think they're all the way over there.
I'm cutting the rope off with my dagger. Fuck this.
Could they see you if they came over here?
I don't know.
Where do you come from?
That's a long story. Maybe I'll tell you another time.
Okay.
Oh, look, they finally got the rope off.
Yeah, they're kind of dumb.
And as you look over, say that, and look back at him, he is not there.
Good. I am haunted by Brando.
What's a random this little man?
Stella!
Marlon. All right.
Can I have one of the fish?
No, I will show you how
No.
to cook fish. But you
I'm gonna
will-
catch my own then.
Good luck.
I'm gonna try.
Tell the fish to
I'll
run.
tell,
I think
I
over
will
the
tell
course of
all
the
the
next
fish
2
to run
weeks-
away.
No! How can I learn?
Over the course of the next 2 weeks, you are able to catch a fish.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the fish and I'm gonna cook it
It's a
using
sardine.
the herbs I got
Okay.
and see if it comes out better.
Over season.
Do you take a couple mushrooms that you found on the island and kind of crush them up too?
Would I know that
To
they're
make sure
good?
you don't lose grip on the fish, I mean.
Well, are there mushrooms on them?
Oh, yeah, you find mushrooms.
I will
In
do
the
the
middle of
experiment
a
to see if it works,
Sure.
and it does not.
Okay.
And now I'm pissed because I was told that it
I
worked,
don't
but
want
it
to
doesn't.
either going to
Okay.
get a 20 or a 1. And that's how you-
But I will add it to the fish to see if it.
Sure, yeah, and you kind of like do what they said based on the check you made before and try a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I think you're even able to gather a little bit more that you find around. And yeah, it's not bad. Definitely better than...
chef. What does that mean? What is iron?
Iron Chef.
What is iron?
What did he make?
A fish.
Just a fish.
Yep.
A fish.
He didn't it with
With some
Turok
herbs.
wouldn't give me any, so I
One
spiced it
tiny
perfectly.
fish.
I offered
He
to
left the
show you.
scales on. Don't eat it.
Oh, gross.
I offered to show you. And he said, no, I'm going to go catch my own damn fish.
I thought you meant to show me how to fish, and I was like, I don't need to
So
know that.
repairing the
Why are you
raft to
so
where it needs to be
repugnant?
He
repaired,
left the scales on. Don't
getting
eat this
more
Oh, I did.
mud and
You missed
doing
a
over
lot.
the rope with what we have.
Yeah, definitely. And you've made the repairs to the raft. You continue on downward, stopping every once in a while to stretch your legs. It does rain quite a bit over the next couple of weeks.
But we're a lot drier this time.
You are dry, but you do have better covering for it.
Yeah, I would try to like rig that up with rope around the central to like make a little kind of yurt-esque
Yeah.
little thing on the end so it gives some cover.
Yeah, and definitely, it's pretty tight with all of you kind of
Yeah, it's a big raft.
around there, but it's cozy.
Something.
It's the kind of thing that's probably pretty uncomfortable in the moment, but you'll remember it fondly
Right.
later.
Right.
And yeah, you are moving for 2 more weeks in much the same fashion. While the river starts to widen again, sometimes you're in a wide open area, sometimes there's more of these islands, some growing rather large towards the center of it. And then you start to actually recognize the two of you from this area, some of the surroundings. You're moving at a rather lazy pace through this extremely wide river. As you know, soon ahead, confirmed by the birds flying, it widens out into a lake.
Oh.
And right at the mouth of this lake is indeed the city of Rusrael.
Oh, a lake.
Oh boy, we're here.
What does it look like?
You guys
to my
never
eyes?
mentioned a lake.
Are you, my
Heresy.
question first was, are you taking the raft all the way towards the city, or are you going to stop back a while and walk the rest of the way?
Were there docks or is
Yes.
that too much? Okay,
Are
Definitely.
there other
there
things in
are.
the river now?
So,
I would know,
I want to confirm this.
Okay.
but down in the lake there is.
Okay.
would I know if they'd be willing to have us dock in town for a price, considering it's not a boat, but I'm not sure how many boats there are.
It's a raft.
Yeah, I don't want to get too much into it because I'll do next week we'll do the big reveal of Rusrael and what it looks like and.
Is this the 30th day of Golonin or the first day of Mopit at this point?
30th day of Golden.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Mopit is the next month.
Mopit is the next month.
Okay.
So I guess we'll stop. I don't know.
Well, it depends. Yeah, I just wanted to know what your plan was.
We should
Well,
probably,
the plan would probably be to dock the boat.
yeah, take it in with us.
Because
Okay. Yeah, and at this point, you're really moving it by paddling, right? The river is so big and wide as it enters into this lake that as you go pushing past, you see a very large, sprawling city, probably taking up twice the area of Chalnagar. Though not quite as densely populated, right? It's not houses on top of houses. Some of it seems almost suburban. Some of it seems like neighborhoods, certainly, of poorer ramshack houses. As you're going and
Rusrael.
you go towards the lake and start trying to move around to the docks, you notice there are a good amount of boats on this river. Off further south towards the center is what appears to be an island, much larger, and you actually notice off in the distance the Kaifen, that white tall tower on the island, before you even notice the one from Kim Paril.
Huh.
2 separate Kai-Fen within. What? It is Russ Rail. Sorry, I keep saying Kim
There's a
Park.
Russ Rail Kai-Fen and there's another Kai-Fen we don't know what.
Yeah.
There's 2 of them in the city.
Yeah, there is
one
one.
in the middle of the lake.
One on an island in the middle of like pretty far south, but there's a good amount of boats going back and forth between them.
Character knowledge would because human slavery is very much a thing down here.
Yeah.
What would be the deal with him? Is it like he's a free person, or would it be if someone just grabs him, he's mine, or would he need to be owned?
Huh.
Just because this is something Inda would know. So.
Sure. There's no strict law or anything saying a human person needs to be owned, but certainly, and well, again, don't think of this as like American chattel slavery as much, right? Like
It's more like Roman.
it's kind of more like that, right? Like, except maybe further north, people can, kind of the other towns that you would have traveled to, off the river, you can might be able to earn your freedom, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Here, in these southernmost lake towns, they have maybe something a little softer than contempt for not humans necessarily, but the thought of humans' freedom, if that makes sense.
Okay.
There's no hate for humans, but the thought of that they would be able to be free and do their thing, there's a little bit of contempt.
Okay.
You do know that some people have been known to escape slavery, however, and supposedly some of these people live in the woods further south, off of the lake as well. Although you don't know too much of the veracity of that, but that's definitely a story.
I'll say to Tanaki, there's no reason to really be scared that you're going to get sold in slavery or anything like that. You dress relatively well. Nobody would confuse you for a slave, I don't believe. So as long as you mostly don't make a spectacle of yourself, try as hard as you possibly can, you shouldn't really draw any attention whatsoever.
Unless you want to be my slave.
I like to see you try.
I'm just kidding. That's a joke.
And other races are accepted, or is it a similar situation?
No, so certainly as you are now coming around and pushing your way slowly towards the dock, some people kind of curious at you, some people standing at the edge kind of laughing as you guys are pushing really hard to move this rather big raft over to the docks, as they have much slimmer kind of pontoon boats, right? That move more easily through the
Not
water.
away from the fucking north, though.
Yeah, right.
These trees are from the dwarven lands.
Yeah.
It's true.
But you notice definitely several shoeless tiefling children in little better than rags running up and down the streets. You notice as they run by rather well-dressed humans that are probably owned by one of the more affluent houses. You notice some people sitting by the docks, their feet dangling in the water, with kind of this open, unbuttoned shirt, reading a book as the sun is starting to set during this day. And others, fishermen coming in with nets full, bragging to others whose nets are rather empty about the haul they got that day. It is an extremely lively city, which you can almost tell, even from where you are far off to the side, that there are separate neighborhoods, a lot going on. And certainly, indeed, this Kai-Fen, though, set back away from the river, kind of overlooking it all.
As we're beholding this, I say to Buddy, these people aren't warriors either. They live far away from the wilds and try to live peaceful lives with their families.
Ding, ding.
I hope.
As the bell on top of the Kai-Fen rings. Ding! Motion along the street entirely stops as people freeze, staring up at it. Oh yeah. You hear also ding, ding, from the distance a bell also ringing off on that island, and ding, ding, from somewhere south and west, a third bell within sounding distance. As all of these are going off, many of you are probably confused. The two tieflings are shitting their pants.
Almost like he's poking.
What?
And we'll pick that up next time.
I am so confused. I have no idea what is going on. This is my first time in the city.
Me too. The bell's ringing. Why are they scared?
Oh god. There's 3 now. Was it 3 before?
Down here, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, there's a third town. It's kind of off to the side. Yeah, it's on the shore of the lake if you go around. It's also accessed mostly by the water though. Like there's no road going between because the lake's right there. It's easier to go across. But yeah, there are 2 towns on the lake and 1 on that island in the center of it. Well, not really the center. It's actually the lake seems to continue on quite a bit. It's rather large. Run south.
Are we level 7?
I doubt it.
No.
Let's do some stuff in this town, right?
Okay.
We spontaneously learn new things.
And then spontaneously learn things. Yeah.
I don't spontaneously.
Spent
I
3
do-
weeks on the river learning lots of
I
things.
knew about
did
all
it.
my.
Yeah.
I knew about all my
Conversation
things.
with my coworkers because the bachelor's on. 91 new messages.
91?
I thought people. I didn't think
91.
people like unironically watch The Bachelor.
Well, everyone.
Well, everybody.
Rose, Rose Royal.
That was fun.
Episode
Russ.
25 in Russ Rael.
Russ.
RUS, Russ Rael.
75 hours in, baby.
Yeah, it's you are now in an area pretty far. You have traveled further away from your starting point in this session than you did anytime.
And the
previously.
other 24.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, the point of this part of the river, that part of the river that it goes around because
Comes around.
the Oxmen claim it, right? There ain't much there to happen, so I'm not going day by day, right? So I don't mind doing that little bit of a time jump, giving you guys time on the river. Might be nice at this point, after spending all that time on a raft. Even for those less inclined to be in a city, it might be fucking nice to get off the damn raft for a while, though.
We took that baby all the way from the north.
I know.
Yeah.
She served us well.
Yeah.
So maybe some carpet, you'd be like, oh, Dwarven.
Thank you everyone for watching. We will be back with another episode of Icosacast, episode 26, next Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and every Monday, because we just love D&D, and we love you all, and
New stuff on the website.
new stuff on the website, go check it out, inroadsproductions.com. You can check us out on the Twitter and the Instagram and the, what's this one?
Facebook?
YouTube. Nope. That's
YouTube.
The little Play-Doh
That's the
thing.
YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube, Instagram,
You can find us on
Twitter.
Facebook. We're on most things. So have a great week.
And if we get enough interest from people, we might make a TikTok.
Ooh.
No.
But we need people to want us to have one first.
If you want to see TikToks,
You don't want to.
you probably don't. But if you do, let us know. Okay. Have a great week. See you next time.